Furno spaz on this motherfucker.
Ha. E&E. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Apply all the lessons and show how to improve. Call out your mood and dock out the truth. Watch what they do, but focus on you. Just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Apply all the lessons and show how to improve. Call out your mood and dock out the truth. Watch what they do, but focus on you. Just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, it's harder to sleep. At nighttime I plan, in the daytime I execute plan. Watch the advance, split it with fan. Single we nothing, play beaches on sand. Check the expand, we built up the brand. Came a long way from shaving the grass. Shout out to the most high above. All the motivations out the mud. Now when I leave, I'm out of touch. This that more like turn it up. Major diff between love and lust. At the end, all start with trust. Like Lou Haynes up in them shorts. Played it wet like I'm on the coast. This hit mountain, no bracket bows. Different respect like bread and toast. Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Apply all the lessons and show how to improve. Call out your mood and dock out the truth. Watch what they do, but focus on you. Just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Apply all the lessons and show how to improve. Call out your mood and dock out the truth. Watch what they do, but focus on you. Just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true.
Sometimes we win, but I never lose. Accepting defeat, excuse me, refuse. Lyrically spit, just one of my rules. All in my zone like Syracuse. Cautious to sit, my blow will fuse. Like Tupac, we spit camera crews. Their voices lit, cameras and views. 100 mixtapes, no interviews. Sometimes we stall, sometimes we bruise. Just know the path is something we choose. Never we rap, we pack venues. Rapping these beats is my revenues. Cats is fake, look at these dudes. Think shit sweet, like sugar cubes. Santa Fe mean, body is rude, tires is clean. Look at them shoes. Just keep winning and do what you do. Cause that's how we move. Follow our image and do what we do. We show and improve. 3-story house with 40 rooms. 4 in the back with swimming pools. Nothing is free. We pay our dues. Smoking that sticky Gorilla Glue.
Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Apply all the lessons and show how to improve. Call out your mood and dock out the truth. Watch what they do, but focus on you. Just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Apply all the lessons and show how to improve. Call out your mood and dock out the truth. Watch what they do, but focus on you. Just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true, just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true.
I gotta win, don't know how to lose. Clean as a fuck, bright in my jewels. Burning this gas, stink up the room. Palmers and leaves, we dropping it soon. Butcher with L's, exit or doom. Locking the game, crazy is true. E&E shit, this what we do. Charging you niggas cause we pay-per-view. Silence the critics and fuck niggas too. Hating is only gonna get you the flu. It's common, I'm cold, the virus is proof. Gelato the strain, my shit is the truth. We on the up, rally the troops. All of my niggas just spaz in the booth. All about business, I got on the suit. We plan to get millies and hop out of coops. I'm Tropicana, I got the juice. My bitch is bad, sweet as a tooth. Jacking my style, niggas really be mad. I fuck up the flow that they think they might have. Straight to the money, I'm getting the bag. Leaving them leaking, go get on my pad. I'm one of the best, I refuse to be last. Thought we was done, now we right on your ass.
Sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Apply all the lessons and show how to improve. Call out your mood and dock out the truth. Watch what they do, but focus on you. Just keep winning and do what you do. Homie say true. Just keep winning and do what you do.
Homie say true. Yeah. What up? What's up with everybody, man? XL Pro, what it do? Juju, what's up, baby? Where you been, girl? Where you been? Uncle Diggity, what's happening? Juju, you like that joint right there? You like that joint right there, Juju? That's my nigga Narciss and my man Glitch the Guarantee, man. They formed a group, the Butcher Boys, man, and now they done add L. You know, so they added L to the group. Now they call Exit of Doom. You know what I'm saying? When they got L on there, it's Exit of Doom. And this they debut album, The Exit of Doom. You know what I'm talking about? EOD. Just another piece of the E&E tree. You know, another branch of the E&E tree. You know what I'm saying? Me and King L's got something coming too, man. That Stack King is King, that L's and Stacks. You feel me? We're gonna have that thing coming soon too. You did. What's good with y'all, man? How y'all feeling today? What's going on, man? How y'all feeling? Was it a beautiful day in y'all city today like it was in mine? Beautiful day in the city today. You hear me? Nice and warm and sunny. You know, it was raining a little bit earlier, but now, you know, it's been a pretty beautiful day ever since. You know what I'm saying? I just been chilling all day. I ain't gonna lie. On my Saturdays, I relax. You know, I get my laundry and all that stuff done, man, and take care of handling anything I need to do as far as running any errands. And I pretty much relax. You know, so we got some interesting shows coming up next week. You say you like that joint right there? You like that joint right there, Juju, man? Just keep winning and do what you do. You feel me? Just keep winning and do what you do. No matter what the situation is, man. Keep winning. You know what I mean? Like the homie John Jay say, man, keep winning, man, and build your kingdom, man. You did. But yeah, though, tonight, man, we're going to get to it tonight, man. You know, shout out to the homie Red, man. We had a discussion earlier, but I'm going to expound on this a little in depth from another perspective, man, because like I say, y'all, man, this stuff that's going on, man, this is so much more to it than just this little surface shit, man. And you know what I mean? You know, it's all being triggered off of the emotions, man. We being made to become so emotional that we don't be rational. You know what I'm saying? And when emotionality trumps rationality, it's gonna be a lot of fatalities. You understand what I'm saying, man? Lance Parker in the building, what it do, man? You know what I'm talking about? You know, man, you know, everybody want blood, man. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody want blood when blood's not necessary. You know what I'm saying? I just been seeing the level of vitriol, man. Like I said, the level of vitriol, the level of deep-seated hatred that I'm starting to see that we actually have for each other, man. Like God damn, man. How we been reduced to becoming this animalistic, this savage, to where we like fuck life. Like fuck that nigga's life, man. Right? Basically, that's what I hear people saying is fuck Jeremy's life. That nigga put his hands on that girl, he deserved to die. And I just like, you know. And I know a lot of y'all out here, y'all just been out here in the free world and, you know, you got your ideologies or whatever, man. But coming from a guy who done been behind them fences, man, you know what I'm talking about? Like, and just being locked up with dudes who in there for bodying motherfuckers, man. Like, you know, it's just a different type of energy, I guess, man. You know, everybody want to be a gangster, man. Where everybody want to have this this perception of being like a tough guy, like somebody not to be fucked with. You know what I'm saying? And that's all well and good, but you know, it's a lot of stuff that go into that, man. You know, we're gonna get to it tonight, man. First and foremost, man, I just want to let y'all know, whoever might be tapping in, man, that me or anybody who I rock with on YouTube or any people who I actually interact with in real life, this is a conversation that's been had in barbershops. I done had it at the gym, and I'm just, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's excusing this guy's behavior, man. You hear me? Nobody's disguising, or should I say disguising? Nobody's dismissing Jeremy's behavior, right? Nobody's dismissing the behavior, man, right? At all. But did this man's behavior warrant him being murdered? You know, that's one of the main things. What's good? Hey, my man George Macon, what's good with you, brother? We got my brother George Making in the building, man. You feel me? I'm gonna share this on the screen with y'all, man. Oh, damn, my fault, y'all. I apologize about that, man. It was already up there. All right. Now peep the demo, man. Peep the demo. All right.
15-year-old son have been dropped.
Get your food! Who? Get the gun? Who? Nate. Get your food! Get your food! If you say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh my God, I say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh, say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out. Oh,
The man later died from his injuries. A state attorney's office says they moved to dismiss the charges due to emerging evidence. Murder charges against a mother and her 14-year-old son have been dropped.
get your food! Who? Get the gun? Who? Nate. Get your food! Get your food!
Everyone know little dude, man.
Oh my God, I say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
Everyone got some guns on him, man. Look like he worked out.
Say one more thing, I'm gonna knock you out.
So, no doubt, no doubt. Listen, man, I'm not saying that Jeremy is justified in anything he did. He's not, up until what we know anyway. Right? Yeah, I mean, and this is what I'm saying, man. I don't want anybody to get away or misconstrue anything, man. You know what I mean? I understand he was shot while committing an act of assault. Clearly. What I'm saying is, did it warrant him being murdered? Right? Now, the first shot should have been enough. But going to the parking lot and following him out there and then gunning him down, that's something different right there, man. And I just want to say, like, we can't be reduced to this level of animality, man, of animalistic behavior where we just making it cool to just gun each other down. You know what I'm saying? Granted, he swung on this guy's mom and hit her. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, did he deserve to die? And if he did deserve to die, that means that anybody else in a similar situation deserves to die. So that is us saying as a society that if you physically accost somebody, if you assault somebody by hitting them with your hand, you deserve to die. Right? With no investigation. Right? And not only that, this is also saying that it's okay to use our kids for security. Because once again, like I said earlier, it is illegal to have your child in possession of your registered gun in public. That is against the law. That is a crime. Fleeing the scene is a crime. Right? Improper use or handling of a firearm, I would imagine this is a charge that could be also given. That is a crime. That's a felony. That's not a misdemeanor. Right? Yeah, I'm going to drop the link here in about an hour, so just tap in. I'm going to drop it at the hour mark. You know what I'm saying? I want to just show some videos and shit. You know what I'm saying? From, so we can get a wider, because like I said, we all seen the same footage. It ain't no footage out there that's somebody seen that nobody else ain't seen. This look like a hood spot. They probably ain't had no surveillance in. They probably had some old ass CCTV cameras in there. That don't mean they was working. Right? And like I said earlier, y'all, before we even get, I'm about to show y'all a couple different videos, right? This is being given national and international attention. All right.
Murder charges have been dropped against a woman and her 14-year-old son. The two were charged with killing a man at a Southside hot dog stand.
Nate Rogers is live first at 4 with more details on this. Nate?
Yeah, guys, that's right. We're learning more about this situation, especially what happened here after video has surfaced over the weekend showing Carlisha Hood violently attacked inside of a restaurant. That video now viral on social media. Now, Hood and her 14-year-old son were released from custody just a short time ago after being charged with murder. The state's attorney's office saying, quote, based upon the facts, evidence, and the law, we are unable to meet our burden of proof. The incident took place inside a restaurant at 116th and Halsted. Hood was picking up food while her son was in the car. Prosecutors say she and 34-year-old Jeremy Brown had gotten into an argument. She then texted her son to come inside. The son stood in the doorway as his mom was punched 3 times in the face. Prosecutors.
All right. This little nigga up in the jaw like he know what he doing, man. This nigga up in the jaw, man. Right? Pops was good, man. Everybody, we got Pops in the building. Y'all say what's up to my Pops. We're going to be getting right back to it. Hold on, let me camera up real quick. We're going to be getting right back into it tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Spiritual Roots Sundays with my Pops. Virgil Sr. in the building. He feeling good. He back to regular, he back to his regular self, and we're going to get right back to it tomorrow, y'all. So make sure y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? Everybody say what's good to my Pops, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it do, man. I chopped it up with Pop Squally earlier. He said he feeling great. He feeling good, and we ready to get to it tomorrow. Spiritual Roots Sunday, man. The spiritual roots of you. It's going to be powerful. Now, look at this young brother, man, right? This little nigga 14, man. This little nigga 14, y'all, man.
Prosecutors say the 14-year-old shot Brown in the back, and as he ran outside, Brown that is, the teen kept shooting while being told by his mother to do so. Brown died as a result. Brown that is, the teen kept shooting 3 times in the face. Prosecutors say the 14-year-old shot Brown in the back, and as he ran outside, Brown that is, the teen kept shooting while being told by his mother to do so.
So first his mom didn't tell him, then she did, or she didn't, and she did, or she didn't. Well, I mean, the news just said that she told him to do it. And I guess this is the reason why she's suing, is because I guess some other footage came out saying that she did it, or did it. I haven't seen that footage. All right.
Brown died as a result. Activist Jamal Green addressed reporters earlier today.
Like, look at her, man.
Activist Jamal.
Oh, damn. Oh, they ain't gonna let me do it.
Do so. Brown died as a result. Activist Jamal Green.
Damn, I wish I could have my damn zoom in joint, right? But it won't let me do it. Now, look at this girl, man. Y'all can look at her face, man. Like, she don't seem like she leaked. Look, I'm not using this to justify anything. It was wrong. Y'all get out y'all's feelings with that whole ass shit, man. Seriously, man. Ain't no real one ever gonna put his hands on no bra like that without good reason. I had to correct that. Ain't no man gonna put his hands on no bra like that without reason. And y'all ain't gonna sit up here and tell me there is no reason a man should, get the fuck out of here. If you gotta defend yourself, yes, it is. Y'all be killing me with that stuff, man. Y'all just gonna let a girl just punch you in the face? That's what you gonna do? You tried to goddamn it calm the situation down. And this girl, y'all know how these bras get, especially if they see you like trying to be on some calm shit and they mistake that as you being on some suck ass, soft ass, hoe ass shit. You know what I mean? Exactly. And we all know that though. All right. She's not a real one either. How about that? Jeremy was definitely not a real one, and Carlisha is most definitely not a real one. Flat out. I just said all this though to look at her face though, man. She ain't bruised up. She ain't even leaking. She ain't swolled up. Ain't no Kool-Aid anywhere. Jeremy, you know, from what I'm being told, from him being called the knockout artist or whatever the fuck that shit is, man. I can't tell. Because I'm telling you right now, if I would have punched Carlisha like that 3 times, oh man. And ain't no hitting soft. What the fuck is that? I really wasn't trying to hurt her, man. Come on, man. So he a hoe ass nigga. Like I ain't gonna say a hoe ass nigga. Like I said, I'm a remember. I ain't gonna say he's a hoe ass nigga, right? But he definitely is a in his feelings emotional ass nigga for sure. Yeah, I mean, but we gotta speculate though because we don't know everything that happened. What they showed us, George, is not what happened. That's just a part of what happened. We don't even know what happened before we start seeing what they showed us on camera. I'm pretty sure it was an altercation in the situation before they started filming, which is why they started filming. There were other people in there. So it's hard for me to believe that this girl's life was in danger. I'm not saying it was right that she got fired on. I'm just saying I don't think her life was in danger. Her son sit there and waited until 1, 2, 3 punches and then start shooting. So either one, he was scared or he was having the trouble getting the John out. But, you know, once he shot the one time in the back, you know, and dude ran up out of there, I'm imagining the adrenaline rush. He got him through. He hawked him down and gummed him down at the behest of his mother, allegedly, right? Even if she didn't tell him to go get him, even if she didn't, right? Like I say, Carlisha's not innocent in this situation, man. That's my whole thing. She's not innocent. She's not a victim. And for her to get painted as a victim, man, I think that is utterly wrong. I think that sets a very dangerous precedence, too, as far as legality is concerned. Because like I said, if we're going to say this is cool, then this is cool all the way around, and it will be after this. That mean that mean that you understand what I'm saying? That means that goddamn it, you know what I mean? It's open season on niggas all the way a super official tissue legal. It's legally hunting all open season. And not only that, you could be subject to this as well. Imagine the scenario. I'm out with my daughter. Her name is Genesis. She's 14. Now, I got a pistol in the car. She knows that because I carry the pistol in the car because we live in the rough side of town, right? She gets the gun. However she gets the gun, she knows where it's actually to get it. She's not supposed to touch it, right? Flat out ain't supposed to touch it, right? She gets the gun. She knows there's an altercation going on in the food spot. So I don't know what would make her want to grab the gun unless she was already used to that type of shit, right? So she grabbed the gun up and come see what's going, the commotion on in the food spot. She sees me and they're arguing with a broad. Now I'm going back and forth with the broad. I'm not aggressive as the broad is being, but the broad is super aggressive. Nigga, you got me fucked up, nigga. You know how broads can be, right? And she just hauls off. She tells me, nigga, not only that, call me a bitch ass nigga too, bitch ass nigga. Say one more word and I'm going to fire on your ass. Say one more word and I'm going to steal on your ass. Say one more word and I'm going to knock your ass out. And now, mind you, me being a man, I could easily just stop talking. But no, I decided to keep talking. And this girl fire on me. Boo, boo, hit me with a 2-piece. Right? I fall back. rub my lip. It's a little Kool-Aid. My daughter see that. Boo, boo, boo. Huh? That's justified, right? Man, you show me where it's legal for a minor to grab a gun in a public area and shoot somebody on the behalf of somebody doing something to their mom. Now, mind you, just assaulting his mom, just, man. He shot the nigga in the damn back. What's the point of chasing him down after that? That little nigga wasn't supposed to have that gun at all. He's supposed to call the goddamn police. He wasn't even supposed to have that gun on his person. I think that's what a lot of y'all is missing, right? He wasn't supposed to even have the gun ever. He was never supposed to possess the gun. If he walked in there and see some man punching his mama, he's supposed to call the fucking police, man. Now, y'all can say, no, but actually, legally, that's what he was supposed to do. All right? Now, street hood shit, of course you're going to grab a gun, but then you have to deal with the consequences. That's not self-defense, though, man. She didn't even defend herself. So if we're saying that is self-defense, we're saying that we can weaponize our children and they could be used as security. Our children can become our security. I didn't know minors was allowed to have their parents' guns. I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. Maybe that's something I never knew about. Maybe that's a law that I'm not familiar with, man. I don't know everything. Right? I don't know everything, y'all. So maybe that's a law in Illinois or a lot of places that I'm not hip to. I wasn't aware that an underage person can grab their parent's gun and keep it on their person and wait to see if something happens to their parent. And then when something does happen, they gun a nigga down. I didn't know that was okay. But if it is okay, listen to my scenario. I'm at the food spot. I get into it with the broad. She's screaming at me, getting irate. I'm engaging, but not getting irate as her. And she tells me that if I say more one word, because I tell Jen, go to the car or whatever I tell her, and she turn up and fire on me, foul, and then Jim just blam her, boo, boo, boo. That's okay, right? I just want to know all across the board, is it okay? If that was a white dude that she got into it with in there, when she blamped that nigga. Like I said, if the roles was reversed, if it was a girl and a nigga, right? If a chick had the gun, right? I think a lot of y'all missing the underlying issue with this.
Green addressed reporters earlier today.
I am disheartened that people were there.
They casually left too, man.
I am disheartened that people were
to do so.
They casually
Brown died as a result.
Hey, listen, they didn't bone up out of there. They ain't peeled up out of there. They didn't bang up out of there. They didn't hightail it up out of there. I'm talking about Carlisa and the young brother, man, smoothly, coolly walked to the V. You understand me? And got up through, man. I mean, I'm not, come on, y'all, stop, man. I'm not trying to laugh because this ain't funny, but I'm just saying, look how coolly they just got up through.
Activist Jamal Green addressed reporters earlier today.
I am disheartened that people were there, especially men that were there, that watched this happen.
And that's the thing right there, y'all. Ask yourself this question. Why was the guys there? Why didn't they intervene? Why didn't they jump in? If it was life threatening, don't you think the guys would have like stopped him or pulled him off? Like I'm just saying, man. People say we can't speculate, but I'm just saying we gotta use the process of elimination, deductive reasoning, critical thinking. If there was other men in the restaurant and Jeremy was the super aggressor and he fired on her, but none of them dudes try to pull him off. Are we saying, like I said, are we saying that the rest of these niggas in the restaurant was some bitch ass niggas who just didn't want no smoke with Jeremy? Maybe Jeremy is somebody in Chicago. Maybe he's known. Maybe somebody you don't want to fuck with or even mess with. That could possibly be true. Maybe people in the restaurant knew who he was. Maybe Carlisha knew who he was. But you know how some of these girls is, you know, girls don't be caring about that stuff until they actually get involved into some real street shit. All y'all chicks running around carrying them pistols, them different colored pistols on your hip and shit. Get into it with one of these niggas, pull your gun out, shoot the nigga or whatever the situation may be. You don't know who this nigga is, or you do know who this nigga is, but you got in the fit of rage and emotions and then shot a known nigga on the block who knows, who got some sauce, some juice, some pull. I don't know if that's the situation with Jeremy, man. I don't know if Jeremy was the sauce man, but, you know, it's crazy, man. That's one of the major questions to me about this situation is, if it was other dudes in the restaurant, like, why didn't they help? Why didn't they pull him off? Why didn't they, as soon as they see him trying to lunge at her, why didn't they just, like, grab him or something? Jeremy was, like, not a small guy, like, in size, but I could tell he was a shorter guy with a little bit of, you know, he had this, you know, you look at Jeremy's arm, if you could look, I can tell he worked out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? His arms wasn't little. That's why I'm surprised he didn't do no damage to her. Maybe he wasn't hitting her as hard as he probably could. Maybe that's a possibility. Right? But I agree with dude right here in the news, like, why ain't none of the, and I'm not coming from a place, I'm coming from a place of like, if the situation was that serious, if it was life-threatening or whatever, why didn't none of these guys try to intervene? You know? Like, seriously though, I mean, that would imply that these dudes in the store was all bitch-ass niggas then, right? I mean, what else could you come up with, man? It was other men in the restaurant watching this girl get pummeled. Everybody move out the way, so everybody, what, they was bitch-ass niggas or something? Or was they not bitch-ass niggas? Was they just, like, not about to be involved? And what's the reason for that? You know, I'm just saying, man. So many different angles, man.
And it had to be a 14-year-old boy to save his mother. Where are we?
The 14-year-old boy was supposed to call the damn police, man. Flat out. Now I could see if Jeremy had a knife. I could see if Jeremy was in there pummeling her, like on top of her, grounding, pounding her. You feel me? But Jeremy clearly didn't hit her hard at all. She was still standing, still talking shit. He might have just watered her shit up a little bit, but she wasn't even leaking, man. I'm talking her shit wasn't swelled up, split, none of that, man. You hear me? And I'm not saying he shouldn't have got shot. You know what I'm saying? If I would have been in the spot and a nigga stole on my mom and I had this yammer on me, I definitely would have blamed him. I wouldn't have killed him. I'm going to be honest with you. I wouldn't have killed him. You feel me? Now I'm just thinking back to when I was 14, the shit I was doing, definitely was playing with pistols. I probably wouldn't have killed him. I probably would have shot him. But then again, I don't know. You feel me? But I would like to think I wouldn't have at that age. You know what I'm saying? I was definitely toting pistols and playing with pistols at 14. He said he was the only thing that stopped him was getting shot. Yeah, I mean, but I'm talking about the first time. I understand him getting shot the first time to an extent. I mean, I get that. But to chase him down when he left up out of there, though, and blame him again and off him, though, that's like, I'm just saying, that takes it to another level, man. And we can't say that he deserved that. I mean, it can't be that he deserved that, man. Like, God damn, y'all, man. We can't be degraded to this level of savagery amongst ourselves, man, to where we like saying it's okay for a brother to be gunned down just because he hit somebody, man, in a non-life-threatening way. Then we're saying that if you put your hands on somebody, you deserve to die. That's basically what we are saying. He said a grown man would have, yeah, man, we have some damn charges, man. If that would have been the nigga my age or y'all age, we would have had a case on us, man. We would have had a straight body. Only thing saving the homie because he a young man. And, you know, I don't know how it works in Chicago, though, but I know a lot of 14-year-old niggas that got bound over for blaming shit, man. You know, I just don't like how this is turning us into monsters towards each other, especially, man. I look at the wider aspect of this, man, and effect of this, man. I ain't on no emotional shit, man. I got to protect for my mom. You niggas all talking about what you would have did. You niggas don't know what the hell you would have did if your mom and you was in this damn situation. Y'all can think, y'all like to know what y'all would likely do, but you really don't know. You don't know what you would do in this type of situation, for real, for real. Most of us wouldn't be in this situation because our mama wouldn't be out getting no damn food at no midnight. I can't recall one time my mom took us out to get some food at midnight when I was a kid. Especially somewhere like the Short North or somewhere like that. Or the South Side or Cleveland Avenue, Number Streets area in my city. You know. But I want to get into another aspect of this, y'all. Right. Y'all tap in with me. I come with things from a total different perspective. I'm not on this emotional shit with this shit. Jeremy deserved to get hit up. I don't think he deserved to die, though. You know, I can't say that if I had the banger on me at 14 and a nigga punched my mom in the face, I can't say I would not have blamed him. I like to think I wouldn't have killed him, though. Right? I definitely would not have hawked him down after he got out the store and bammed him again. I definitely would not have done that, even at 14, y'all. And I definitely don't think that Jeremy deserved to lose his life behind what happened. But a lot of people do. So what we're saying in this situation is if somebody hits you, if somebody physically assaults you with their hands by slapping you, punching you, mugging you, whatever the situation is, their hand contact with your face and or body, they deserve to die. And I say we can say that A squared plus B squared equals C squared. If they put their hands on you, they're creating a situation to where any response that they have created a situation to be is likely to happen, and that's what it is, equal and up to death, right? So what we're saying in retrospect is that if somebody puts their hands on you, they deserve to die, flat out. We're not going to sugarcoat. We don't sugarcoat shit over here. A Real Talk. We don't do semantics or solid word jargon. You know what I'm saying? Well-versed in the English language over here. We're being right and exact what we're talking about. That's what it is. Somebody put their hands on you, they deserve to die. You have the right to kill them. All right? That's what it is. I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is. But that's some savage shit, man. All right? Me too, XL Pro. I was locked up with them. Little niggas just got bound over from being in the youth, in the YA. And niggas got bound over. You hear me? Niggas be 19, 18, 19 in the joint, doing 23 to life and shit like that. Little wild ass niggas. You know, misguided ass niggas. Hey, I'm pretty sure he would have been dead. I'm pretty sure he would have been dead if he swung on a grown man. But that grown man who would have swung on him would have definitely went down. If he would have swung on another brother and that brother up to John and bumped him, that other brother would have went to jail. Quit playing, man. We don't get away with that shit. They don't do that like that any city. Right, and I know the system is savage though, but that don't mean we have to succumb to the savagery, man, or equate or match savagery with savagery. You know, it got to be some level of remorse or some level of empathy, man. Like, god damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm talking about as far as the bloodlust, y'all. Like, man, fuck Jeremy, like, fuck his life, like, fuck him, he deserved to die, like, fuck him. He hit that woman, fuck him. Like, god damn, y'all, man. And this is the aspect I want to get into this with y'all too. You feel me? I want y'all to start looking at this stuff from a wider perspective, man. Not a deeper perspective, but a wider perspective. Look what this is doing. On a wider scale. Right? This is violently radicalizing us, man, causing further separation and division, especially amongst us, but also amongst the all mass majority of us, man, as a whole. You hear me? And I want y'all to understand that stuff like this is being allowed to be blown up and shown, and everybody getting all riled up behind it. It's creating the conversation, which is good to an extent, but at the other end, it's the emotionalism involved. So that's creating super separation and division, making this decided thing, who's wrong, who's right, when both parties involved in this are wrong. There's no victims in this, save Jeremy for being murdered. If you want to say he was a victim, I mean, according to most of y'all, he wasn't a victim. He deserved to die. Fuck his life. His life wasn't shit. As soon as he punched that woman, his life wasn't shit. Fuck him. That's what I'm getting from y'all. I'm just saying, if that's what it is, that's what it is. That's what we've been resorted to. That's what we were resorted to amongst ourselves and us as a whole, right? We ain't the only motherfuckers that be causing massive harm to each other. It just don't get shown like it do us from everybody else. All right? White boys be bodying the shit out of each other. What y'all talking about, nigga? I know white boys who was in the joint for bodies, not on no niggas. So that's a factor too. I don't think a lot of people even think about. Like, white people kill white people way more than black people kill black people. It just don't get reported or shown because that don't fit the agenda. You know? Think about this though, y'all, man. All right? Not to sit up here and keep telling y'all about this stuff, man. You know? I keep telling y'all about this, man. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, no, that's not it. What the hell? My fault, y'all, man. No, that's it, man. Hold on, man. They bugging, man, on this thing, man. Hold on, I'm about to pull it up here for y'all, man. Smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page. You know what I'm talking about? Sharing your social engineering. You did. All right. Every so now and often, I got to basically give a lesson on this, man. And I don't mind doing it. Because I want y'all to understand how important this is, man. You feel me? A lot of y'all not aware of this, right? I know a lot of people be asking me why I talk about it. How many of y'all hip to this? Put a number 11 in the chat if you are aware of HR 1955. Prevention of Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism. The Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. Tap in, walk with us, man. Situations like what happened in Chicago with Carlisha and Jeremy and so many more that been happening, right? They have a legislation set in place for this, right? And this is when y'all hear me talking about ideologically based violence and violent radicalization. I'm talking about this legislation right here that was passed into the office or into law And it was the last thing old George W. signed into law before he got up through. And crooked ass Obama from out of Chicago got up there in that office. This was the last thing George W. Bush signed into law before leaving the president's seat, man. Right. And HR 1955 is going to be the legislation. I'm telling y'all, they got this committee put together, man. They got this committee put together, y'all. They put together from out of the Department of Defense, Homeland Security, CIA, the Department of Justice. You hear me? And they've been convening since 2007. We don't know nothing about this. We ain't vote for this. Right? Yes, Uncle Diggity. And all this violence that's going on in our neighborhoods that we just cheering for, go ahead, kill them. Fuck them, they deserve to die. All of this stuff is part of HR 1955, violent radicalization, ideologically based violence, thus creating homegrown terrorism. Right? The commission. The term commission is the National Commission on the Prevention of Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism. As you read further in the legislation, it breaks down who all makes up this commission. It's people from out of the Department of Justice, the goddamn CIA. It's two private people from out of there. It's people from the of all branches of the military. It's people from industry, Department of State. You know what I'm talking about? Homeland Security. This is what this commission is made up of. I think it's like 13 or 16 people that make up this commission, right? And they're been convening ever since 2007, every year, right? Not beknownst to the public, and basically putting together the I guess the guidelines to see what is actual homegrown terrorism and what is ideologically based violence and how is people being violently radicalized, right? We don't know nothing about this. Our tax dollars pays for this and everything, right? And this is basically the legislation that they're going to be using to come after people, to where it could label it a terrorist situation, a homegrown terrorist situation. And I want y'all to understand that the violence that we're seeing in our cities is basically making this more and more implemented. Basically, like it's activated, right? Now, I want y'all to sit here and listen to the definition of these terms, man. Right? Violent radicalization. The term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change. Now notice, y'all, right? I'm going to read this definition again. And I wonder if y'all caught in this definition what I'm about to say. The term violent radicalization means the process of adopting or promoting an extremist belief system for the purpose of facilitating ideologically based violence to advance political, religious, or social change. That is considered violent radicalization, right? Now, mind you, violent radicalization isn't physical. And I want y'all to understand, when you think of the word violent, you automatically think of something physical. But see, in this definition of violent radicalization, it's not necessarily something physical. You don't have to physically touch somebody or do something to somebody to be considered spreading ideologically based or violently radicalizing somebody or becoming violently radicalized. Do y'all understand that? Huh? Homegrown terrorism, right? The term homegrown terrorism means the use, planned use, or threatened use of force or violence. Of force or violence. Separation right there, y'all. That's what I want y'all to realize with that. Force and violence isn't the same thing, according to this legislation. They're two separate things. Force or violence, not force and violence, not violent force, but force or violence, meaning two separate things, right? Force has over 12, 13 different meanings to it. A definition of force is mental or moral strength. A definition of force is the ability to influence, change, or provoke individual thought. That is considered force, right? The ability to influence somebody to do something, that's considered force. And when we hear the word force, we automatically associate that with something physical, and it doesn't necessarily have to be physical, meaning you don't have to physically touch somebody, right? You don't have to physically touch somebody to be, use force against them. So I'm going to reread this definition. And instead of using the word force, I'm going to use the definition of it, which is mental or moral strength, right? Look it up if you think I'm just making that up. One of the definitions for the word force is mental or moral strength, right? Now, instead of using the word force when reading this legislation, this meaning of homegrown terrorism, I'm going to use the mental or moral strength, right? The term homegrown terrorism means the use, planned use, or threatened use of mental or moral strength or violence by a group or individual born, raised, or based and operating primarily within the United States or any possession of the United States to intimidate or coerce the United States government, the civilian population of the United States, or any segment thereof in furtherance of political or social objectives. That is what the government considers homegrown terrorism. Right? So if you use mental or moral strength or violence, if you in a group, if you by yourself, operating out of the United States or any of the territories of the United States to intimidate or coerce the United States government, challenge the government in any way, or the civilian population, or any segment thereof, in further of your political or social objectives. I want y'all to understand what this is saying. This is the law, man. This is the law. Now let's get to ideologically based violence. And I'm going to do the same for ideologically based violence, right? I'm going to do the same for, instead of using force, I'm going to use mental or moral strength. Like I said before, one of the many definitions of force is mental or moral strength. You're considered a terrorist by the U.S. government if you use mental or moral strength to influence change to people or in people to think different about what the government says. That's basically what this legislation is saying. And I want y'all to understand that this legislation right here is going to be the legislation that's used in these tribunals they setting up when they about to start coming for niggas, man. As we being inducted into this global structure by way of the United Nations. And none of y'all are paying attention to that because we too busy arguing over petty ass shit like black and white funky ass issues when this shit is coming for all of us. It just so happened that us niggas, we probably gonna be some of the first guinea pigs of it. And it's looking like that so in Chicago. I mean, they got the Safety Act up there. Now that this has happened with Carlisha, you basically can get gunned down and, you know, it is what it is. Fuck them. You know, you deserve to die. Little kids can grab their parents' guns and just gun people down. Crazy, man. All right. Now we got ideologically based violence. The term ideologically based violence means the use, planned use, or threatened use of mental or moral strength or violence by a group or individual to promote the group or individual's political, religious, or social beliefs. And that's such a broad definition, right? That pretty much means, right, if you plan to use, or threaten to use mental or moral strength, right, or violence to promote your political beliefs, your religious beliefs, or your social beliefs, that is putting the crosshairs on all of us. All you Christians, all you Muslims, you 5%ers, you Moors, you Hebrew Israelites, black nationalist movements, and the rest of y'all too, y'all white boys too, y'all groups y'all got, y'all's Rotary clubs and bike clubs, 1%er, 3%er, whatever y'all got. This is y'all too. Oh yeah, your Shriners and all y'all too. Yeah, this y'all could come subject to this too, right? I want y'all to understand this legislation and what it's saying, man. This is making us all possibly potentially into homegrown terrorists. Look how broad ideologically based violence is, y'all. You know, if you threaten, plan to use, right, your mental and moral strength to promote your religious beliefs. You want to be like some of these people I see in my city on the corner with the megaphone, you know, preaching out the Bible. You understand what I'm saying? That falls under this. That old white lady and her husband that be sitting over here by the Kroger, goddamn it, on Sunday with the megaphone blaring out scripture and stuff out there, right? That could be considered spreading ideologically based violence. If y'all hip to the brother Geno Jennings, man, he could be considered spreading ideologically based violence. Running 85, what it do? He could be considered spreading ideologically based violence because he goes against the government. He tells people on national TV, on YouTube, that he don't got no respect for no government leaders, no presidents. Huh? All y'all dudes who are Hebrew Israelites. Anybody who could be considered a black nationalist movement group, or what they call in the penitentiary security threat groups, STGs. All right. I want y'all to understand how situations like with Carlisha, man, is going to exacerbate this legislation. This is going to be the stuff they're about to start using against us, man, coming after all of us, man, because any one of us could be guilty of this. And mind you, dog, we got to read the findings now. This is why I tell you I'll be reading this legislation. These are the findings. The Congress finds the following. The development and implementation of methods and processes that can be utilized to prevent violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence in the United States is critical to combating domestic terrorism. I want y'all to understand that these people are starting to look at things like what happened between Carlisha and Jeremy as domestic terrorism. I want y'all to understand how serious this stuff is, man. This stuff went into law back in 2007, 2008. They could start using this shit against us, man. And I want y'all to understand how broad this shit is, man. Right? The promotion of violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence exists in the United States and poses a threat to homeland security. Right? The promotion of violent radicalization, fuck that nigga. His life ain't shit. He deserved to die. Little kids can be used as security in the hood to shoot motherfuckers that assault their moms, not in a life-threatening way, but still nonetheless, fuck him. He punched her. That means he deserved to die. Right? That's violent radicalization, y'all, man. I want y'all to understand how serious this is. This is the law. The promotion of violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence exist in the United States. And the government says this poses a threat to homeland security, y'all. I want y'all to understand that the United States government consider this a threat to homeland security, the structure of the homeland, the infrastructure. I want y'all to understand what that means. United States government, they are control of the military. And when they deem an area so violent that it needs to be hostilely dealt with, this is proof that posse comitatus is gone. Number 3, and I'm going to highlight this. The internet has aided in facilitating violent radicalization, ideologically based violence, and the homegrown terrorism process in the United States by providing access to broad and constant streams of terrorist-related propaganda to United States citizens. Now, I want y'all to understand how important this is, man. The government says that the internet is the #1 tool being used to spread ideologically based violence, homegrown terrorism, and violent radicalization. So you can please believe that they are watching and listening to everything we say. I want you to understand what that means, considering this is government legislation. Right? Number 4, while the United States must continue its vigilant efforts to combat international terrorism, it must also strengthen efforts to combat the threat posed by homegrown terrorists based and operating within the United States. Now, that right there, y'all, just let us know that our government consider us to be terrorists. That's why I used to always ask a lot of people I know in the military, do you know who your real enemy is or your real target is? See, that statement right there in the legislation lets you know that they consider us enemy combatants. This happened back in the Patriot Act. When the Patriot Act was passed back in the day, not too long after 9/11, I want to say, 30-something days after 9/11, the Patriot Act set up the situation to where we was all deemed enemy combatants due to the terroristic situation that happened in New York. How many of y'all have ever read the U.S. Patriot Act? And the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorist Prevention Act is like, it's like the Patriot Act on steroids and perks. Right? Pay attention, y'all. This is government legislation. This is the law. I want y'all to understand that. This is what the government thinks about this stuff. This is how the government feels, and this is what the government plans to do, right? While the United States must continue its vigilant effort to combat international terrorism, it must also strengthen efforts to combat the threat posed by homegrown terrorists based and operating within the United States. Number 5. I'm going to highlight this because this is what the United States government plans to do. Listen to this sentence, y'all. Understanding the motivational factors that lead to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence is a vital step toward eradicating these threats in the United States. So that right there lets you know that the U.S. government plans to eradicate violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence. I want y'all to understand what that number 5 finding is actually saying. This is the U.S. government we're talking about now. They're in control of the U.S. military, the most powerful fighting force on this planet. Hands down. Right? And the U.S. government says that it plans to eradicate instances. I'm going to read this again. Understanding the motivational factors that lead to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence is a vital step toward eradicating these threats in the United States. Right? I don't have to tell y'all what eradicate means. Right? Eradicate means to destroy completely, get rid of, annihilate, kill, murder, obliterate, vaporize. You hear me? That's what it means to annihilate something. And that's what the U.S. government plans to do when it finds or comes across organizations or individuals who are purveying ideologically based violence, homegrown terrorism, or violent radicalization. I want y'all to understand this is the U.S. government law. And when we think about what's happening with Carlisha and Jeremy, this is another one of those cases, man. This is another one of those cases that's going to be thrown in the bucket when they spring this shit on us if they ain't already doing it, man. Right? I want y'all to understand what this means, man. You know, you could be considered a terrorist, man. And that's what they're about to start hitting about. They already call us, I'll tell you, they already consider us to be enemy combatants, man. We motherfucking domestic terrorists now, man. The U.S. government deems us terrorists, domestic terrorists. Right? Number 4, that's the number 4. Why the United States must continue its vigilant efforts to combat international terror. It must strengthen efforts to combat the threat posed by homegrown terrorists. Homegrown base operate terrorists, homegrown terrorists, right? Based and operating within the United States, man. They're talking about us. That's U.S. citizens, y'all. I want y'all to understand that. They're talking about us. They're talking about us, y'all. When you read that statement and that finding right there, finding number 4, homegrown terrorists based and operating within the United States, they're talking about us, me, you. We are the ones who they call homegrown terrorists. Right? All you Hebrew Israelites ganging up, posseing up, walking down the street. With your purple and color, purple and yellow, purple and gold tassel shirts on. Right? They consider y'all terrorists, brother. Bloods, Crips, my blood and Crips, man. My Damus and my Crips, man. They consider y'all terrorists. Right? Oh, then my fault. Let me go ahead and drop this link, man. And I want y'all to start, like I say, it's with me, man. I look into the wider aspect of things, man. I don't get caught up in the emotionalism of the colorism and the racism and all that stuff. I mean, that stuff is well and good, and it's something that need to be addressed and recognized, and it's a part of the situation, but it's way more to it than that. You understand what I'm saying? This thing that they bringing in, y'all, this shit is designed for not just us, although I will say, we definitely gonna feel the brunt of it before anybody else. All right. Street Media TV, what's good?
What's going on, man?
Yeah.
I think, because see, Red wouldn't let me come up because he know I was gonna come cook earlier today, and I think that turn it down, son. While I'm on here, real fast. We as black men, we making a big mistake. And this is why I've been teaching so long. And I learned this from my father, and I learned this from one of my elders. I'm gonna take the women out the equation for a minute. You're gonna find out how intelligent black men are and who's really the fighters when stuff hit the fan, because you'll watch the way that they respond.
Right.
And the problem that we have is these black men are thinking that they are complaining about the law in one breath on Monday, complaining about the system, and then thinking that the black man is going to get a fair, equal shot on Wednesday. That's not the way it's set up. No, you are a black man in America. We've never got an equal shot. We've never been equal to the white man. A black man is a boy under the system of white supremacy, man. All of these acts that set in place to stop black men from unifying. They already done had hundreds of acts in place. They just had the Black Identity Extremist Act thing in 2017. What I'm saying is this, and I need black men to understand that may see this video. Get out your emotions for a minute. Listen, Uncle George, teach you something. A black man, I don't give a matter of fact. Let me preface it by saying this. Don't talk to me about no law and what should be guilty and not guilty when we're sitting here watching the country right now break the goddamn law to bring immigrants in, to send them into a black man's community.
Right.
They don't give a shit about no law. So as a black man, Virgil was caught on video. Now remember the black man's image in America.
Right.
A black man is considered ultra violent, ultra aggressive, hypersexual, all of these different things, right? Whether he's an entertainer, whether he's in the boardroom, or whether he's on the block with the hot lot, he has a certain image about himself. All the way to in 2023, if me and Virgil wanted to create a big business, just a matter of what we look like and our image, with certain living rooms we still can't even get into because of the way the black man's image has been distorted. Now, with all of that being said, I'm speaking to the smart one, not the slow ones in the back. That man was caught on video meeting all of the stereotypes of black men. He was never going to get a motherfucking fair shake ever.
Oh, he wasn't. He definitely would have.
If anybody come around me,
bad for him either way.
Yeah, if anybody come around me talking this black shit and don't understand that, you ain't ready to fight on the front line with me because you ain't smart enough. You too emotional. You have to take the cerebral approach. So for me, I'm not getting into what a woman is or dealing whether she's a hood rat and all that. That's trivial shit. Frontline soldiers, we ain't talking about none of that. We talking about, we know for a fact that a black man in this country and his fight and his walk in this country has never been equal. And the system has been set in place to draw his woman against him, his children, everything is against the black man. The black man got to worry about a black man trying to kill him, the system trying to kill him, and his woman turning against him because he don't get unconditional love. His love is conditioned. So when you see a black man pummeling a woman, right? It doesn't matter whether the gun was legal or illegal, none of that. We talking about the image of a fucking black man to the world. And once that image went out, see, if this was no video of it, it'd be a little different. But you had video of a black man violently assaulting and attacking somebody. That was all you need to hear. So those of y'all that sit in the know, that understand everything that this brother just broke down, now take that, right, and look at the way the black man is portrayed. Look at what they're doing to Bill Cosby. Look at what they're doing to all of these black men, from Jonathan Majors all the way across. You are a black man in a system of white supremacy. As Dr. Nellie Fuller Jr. teaches you are a boy. I can give you all kinds of legislations, all kinds of acts. All of those acts are set up to stop a black man from unifying. The mistake that black man made was he didn't conduct himself separate from the images that they portrayed us. He actually fell into the stereotype. So all the other shit about going after the woman, you are making yourself a black identity extremist to the world because they're recording everything that you're saying. And now you're going to see violence. And that's what I want my brother Red to understand. They playing us, bro. When you go in there speaking contradictory to what they want to do, nigga, you a radical. And this is the part we're missing, man. We ain't equal. There is no equal. He got shot in the back. You know what they saying? That's what the fuck he get, because he's a violent nigger anyway. That's what they saying about it. But he put himself in that position for it to be happening. That's why every time I come on the channel, Virgil, I always talk about black male unity and teaching black men what manhood is. And part of manhood is understanding who you are within this society, man. Stop thinking that you should get that you want to get an equal shake on any damn thing. It don't work that way.
Yeah, no, it definitely don't work that way. But and this is why I sit down here and I break down this legislation for those who I know is not privy to, because you know this legislation is not. This legislation right here is designed for everybody. This isn't, you know, although like I say, the prime target, or I'm not necessarily gonna say the prime target, but one of the I don't want to, and the reason why I say that, George, is because I know where this thing is going headed with this legislation right here, and I'm just saying, I mean, we're going to definitely be the brunt of it because, you know, we're the smaller population, and we're the most effective if collected. We're the most effective if we're collected. That's why they're coming for us first. But make no mistake, white people, whoever else you may be, they coming for y'all's asses too.
You know what it is, Virgil?
The fuck up.
We are the catalyst for change in this country because we was always the moral standard.
That's why I would say that we the prime target, but we're not the only targets. Oh, they coming for everybody else too. Y'all can believe that. This is for everybody. Listen here. Understanding the motivational factors that lead to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence is a vital step to eradicating these threats. This
and remember, what that stands for, though. See, because let's unpack that. That's important.
Yeah.
Understanding the motivational factors that lead to the violent radicalization of homegrown terrorists. You know what the violent radicalization of homegrown terrorists are? Black men unifying because the black man was the biggest threat to their sovereignty. Yeah,
but it's also white boys in motorcycle gangs.
No, I agree.
And religious groups too.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But see, I want to put it in this perspective, right? You always had these different wars going on in this country between the different groups. But when you dealt with the CIA and what they were writing, and the reason why Dr. King was the biggest threat in America, because the black man was the catalyst for change. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, these were the people that were speaking that was able to unify all groups and fronts. And that's why they said they want to stop the rise of the Black Messiah. Because what happens is all these groups are there, but when the black man got his brain on right and he began to speak and unify people, remember, we influence everything. We change the world. We influence. So the thing is, they want to see us in the position of a Jeremy Brown, not in the position of us actually dealing with our higher self, because we represent a threat to their security. An intelligent black man is a threat to their security. And that's why they had Memorandum 46 set in place. They understand everything. They understand everything that's at hand. I'll give you an example. Why do you think they suppress any channels on social media of black men teaching anything that's going to uplift? This Jeremy thing will go all over the world because he's in the image of what they portray us as. They can say, see, I told you. See, I told you. But if we unify and teaching this, we not allowed, like if you came on my channel, I came on your channel, we start teaching what they're doing, they would take our channels down, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is all I'm saying. You're right about all the other groups, but when you really unpack this for what it is, that's why all those other groups, whenever a black man is shot, or where do these groups come to build their image up to the black community? They build it up off of us because we're the catalyst for change. They gotta come to us in order to make a name for themselves. The LGBT, all of these groups come right to black folk. Right to black folk. And if you notice, the catalyst for change in the last 10 years has been the death of black boys, black bodies.
Right. I gotta say that.
So we gotta pay attention. That's why for me, I don't get upset. It's just that I'm trying to teach black men how to understand warfare. We gotta stop thinking, well, we can't complain about the law and complain about the system and then think Jeremy was going to get a fair shake. No, he went to all the stereotypes on video. Virgil, if he didn't get caught on video, I would be rocking with y'all. But he got caught on video, and all the stereotypes of a black man, everybody got to see it. Everybody got to see it, and that was damning evidence.
It's damaging in many ways, George. It's damaging in this aspect too, because like I said, now that this has happened, now it's like saying, hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? Now that this has happened, you know what I mean? A motherfucker can get body and it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying?
And remember, Virgil,
it is what it is. But this, and I want y'all to understand this too, though, man. How the precedence after this situation is not going to, it's going to apply across the board, man.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Remember,
it's going to be the same with the police. It's going to be the same if the roles was reversed. It's going to be the same.
But for us, it's already been happening. For the black man, it's been happening.
And that's what I'm saying. This is just exacerbating it, though.
You see what it is, but I'm gonna tell you what it is.
Right, and this is why I'm sitting up here.
The black man been doing it to each other. It's been happening. What they did was now they put it on a world stage, and what it did was make the black man look even more violent as somebody that need to be put down because he can't handle his anger. So now, whenever you see a black man have a confrontation with the police, that's going to give police carte blanche to shoot him.
Exactly.
So see, so this is what I'm trying to tell black men. It's not that I'm taking women's side. I'm trying to teach you, you at war. Stop trying to make women and you equal. No, you are a fucking man and you are a biggest threat to the white man's sovereignty. So this is the thing. When I'm saying he crossed the line in different states, if he was in Texas, and I'm checking up Illinois statute because in Pennsylvania, she had a legal registered gun. She's allowed to take her son to the gun range with her. She can have the gun in the house as long as it's the safety on it. Right. So the son grabbed the gun and defended his mother, and it was used in the instrument of a crime when the assault was. So in Texas, that's legal. In Arizona, that's legal. And obviously, if it's in Illinois and they went and they dropped it, it has to be some form of legality to it. Now I'm reading Illinois law when it comes to something in that manner. Well, if the gun was registered, see, because I could take my son, well, my wife can, I can't. I could take my son can go to the range and shoot the gun. He can handle the gun. He can do all those different things. He can't go and carry the gun around the streets and stuff with him. But if the gun is in the car and the mom is there, because remember the mom got out the car to go to the store, but she was being assaulted. He grabbed the gun and shot the man while in the middle of an assault. Now what happened is once everything is turned up and the man was doing the assault. Once he ran out, they don't know if he was running to a car or what he was doing. The adrenaline is up now. And the thing is, the police have all the surveillance pictures. They got it from the parking lot and in the store. So whatever they came up with to drop the charges, what I don't want to do is I can make speculation, but I'm not the police. I don't have all the pictures.
That's
I got to go
all the evidence that they have that we don't know. We can't even make a wise decision because we don't have all the evidence.
But that's why I didn't want to be online. That's why for me, the way I operate, I operate as a family man, understanding warfare. So I don't placate to the gender shit. I'm not gonna call her a hood rat bitch or anything because I don't know her. She got a right to be out at 12 o'clock at night. That's not my right to tell her that. She getting food. She got a right to do anything. And she didn't have to shut up with him. She didn't have to, and he didn't have to swing. Because guess what? The same way people was mad that she was mouthing off, he had a right to walk away too.
Exactly. That's the whole thing.
And watch this too. See, this is the thing. I'm from Philly, bro. I'm from the street, man. We averaging over 500 homicides every year. A lot of dudes that's talking this shit, if they was armed and that nigga swung on him, they would have shot that nigga in the store and out the store. They'd have gunned that nigga down. They'd have finished the job. Because where I come from, ain't nobody shooting nobody one time. Once I shoot you, nigga, I got to put you down. Once you cross that line to the point where I gotta fire my gun, that's it. That's it. Ain't no, I fire my gun and I wait. Man, you put yourself at risk. Unfortunately, where we come from is that savage like that, but it is what it is. And I'm not gonna all of a sudden, because this is a case, come to the YouTube gender shit. I'm gonna look at it for what it is. If I was sitting in a car and the dude was on my mama like that, I would have shot that nigga. I'd have chased him. I'm not gonna shoot a man and just shoot him and then let him walk. That might be my life 4 months from now. I'm not doing that. Once I gotta clap you, that's it. Unfortunately, and it sounds fucked up, but it is what it is. Where we come from. So I mean, certain lines just can't be crossed. I just want black men to understand. Stop trying to compare yourself to these women and the white man and everything else. You can't have videos about FBA, immigration, and all this, and the government's breaking the laws and everything, and you think they're gonna give a black man a fucking fair share when he's caught on video beating up a woman? What the fuck are we? What we doing?
It was not so much about Jeremy getting a fair share, because we all know if Jeremy would have survived, or if he never would have got shot, they would have trimmed his motherfucking ass. That's not the situation, man. The situation is the whole thing that led up to the situation. It was bad on both parts.
But this is what I need to understand. Explain to me what maybe I don't know.
Right.
Because I'm watching the video, and the video, not one time did she put her hands in his face.
She got to put her hands in her face. The
no,
fact
hold
that
on.
she was talking is crazy with a man. That's
not one time did she get in his face to make him feel threatened. I was watching it. She stood in the corner. He backed up, went forward, and then swung. What I'm saying was, I know how women can be. She didn't raise her voice at him when she was bucking up. He was over emotional and was saying, "Oh, my grandmama," when she told her son to get in the car, he stopped and said, "Car? What car?" And then he proceeded to swing. So what I'm saying is, this is what I'm trying to convey. I don't know that woman at all. I know what I saw inside the store, and what I saw inside the store did not warrant him to swing on her, but he still chose to do it. That's what I'm judging from. That's it. What I saw did not warrant him to swing. Because remember, everybody saying he could have shot him once. He could have punched her once and stopped. He punched and then proceeded to punch. He should have stopped after he punched her. He didn't. He made that choice, Virgil. We all saw that. So that can go either way. Okay, he shot him. He shouldn't have shot him again. But before he got shot on the third punch, that first punch, he should have backed off and said, called her a bitch or something, told her to leave, and decided to keep going.
I could go with that. I can feel you on that though. That's right. He did hit her 3 times, but I mean, she wasn't like swelled up or nothing.
But that's beside the point. So so this is what I'm trying to say. Her being swelled up,
it wasn't like at that point. I'm looking at this nigga like, they killed this dumbass. He ain't like he knocked my mom's out, man. I ain't said I would have blamed him.
Whether she was swole or not, he still chose violence when he didn't have to. And then what I'm saying was he chose violence and swung one time. Then he came back, boom. And then the third one, he got shot. He could have swung, backed off, and said, "Bitch, get out the store." He didn't do none of that. He was teeing off. And when
he definitely could have did that if that's what he was going to take it there for.
That's what I'm dealing with. That's the only part I'm dealing with. I'm not dealing with one time and been like, or none of that.
Right.
But I'm not dealing with that because for me, that's trivial shit. Because then that's to say, I'll give you an example. I could say that he was a thug, but watch this. How would I know? How would I know if he wasn't on medicine or something and just lost it or something? I don't know.
Right. That's a possibility too.
I don't know. It's unfair for me to consider myself a revolutionary, and just because this YouTube shit, I see a black woman, and all of a sudden she got to be a thug and a criminal when she don't have a criminal background. She's able to have a registered gun. Her son is an honor roll student on TV. They ain't violent criminals. He don't have a criminal. So before I get anywhere, I'm not dealing with real niggas. I'm just dealing with 2 black people in a dysfunctional community like all of ours are, having an argument, and he chose violence. That's what I see. I can only judge by what I see. I don't want to make those speculations. I think that's unfair because now we just dealing in the YouTube gender shit. I know a hood rat when I see one. No, you don't, because you don't know.
I do.
I mean, we know certain hood rats, but I can't say that that
right
woman was a
now,
hood rat.
I definitely do.
And then they say, well,
I know a ratchet ass broad when I see one. I
she
ain't got
was
no
crying crocodile
I ain't
tears
got no
at the
nothing
press
personal
conference.
about her
Why?
life. I know a ratchet when I see one, man.
No, I'm saying we know blatant ratchets when we see one. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that part. We know that. Like, where you from, Virgil?
I'm from Columbus, Ohio, North Side, man.
Yeah, so you from Ohio, I'm from Philly. Because I heard you saying John a couple times. I was like, where you from?
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying with this though is this whole thing with Carlisha and Jeremy though, y'all, this sets the precedence for something that's way more serious than just this. And this is why I'm breaking down this legislation to y'all, man. I want y'all to understand the situations like this is the reason why this legislation exists, right? And I want y'all to know that we being used as the petri dish. We be the guinea pigs, right? We're the catalyst, as my man George said, right? But don't make no mistake, like I say, y'all, this ain't just for us. This is for everybody. And I emphasize on that. So all y'all other people out there, groups of people who think that y'all good, no, they coming for y'all too. Don't make no fucking mistakes about that shit. It might appear that we are the main purveyors or the main targets, and it will be like that because that's what it is. But, oh, this is going to trickle down, and it does trickle down to the rest of y'all, right? Number 6, preventing the potential rise of self-radicalized, unaffiliated terrorists domestically cannot be easily accomplished solely through traditional federal intelligence or law enforcement efforts and can benefit from the incorporation of state and local efforts. This is why we got so many fed and federal agencies and liaisons in our local policing departments. This is a direct result of HR 1955. So if you live in a city like Philly, what's y'all's joint task force FBI liaison squad called in Philly? So what, scat, skit, smoke, some shit like that?
Bro. They got so many.
You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. This is a direct result of HR 1955. This is why we have that now, right?
And see, you gotta remember, man. Like I keep saying, I know I can only have certain conversations with certain groups of people. I get it,
right?
Because everybody's not going to get it. People think that I'm just taking up for the black woman. I'm not. I'm trying to let people know we on a war on a battlefield.
Right.
And the way the pieces are being moved on the chessboard, the biggest threat to the white man's sovereignty is the black man. So they have to keep you in a perpetual tailspin of lack and not understanding how to move.
Right.
So when you see a black man move like this, those of y'all that may watch Virgil's video, understand that Jeremy Brown on that day at that allotted time and hour, he met the criteria of what
he definitely did. I mean, he
what
did.
They identify a black man.
I will not deny that, George. I will not deny that.
That's the part, and that's the part.
I'll be a fool to do so.
Right, and that's the part I want black men to understand. It's no but fuck all the but. They're not operating from but. That's why they let her out, because what they did was they first see. Watch this, right? When that white woman shot that black woman, what's that down there in Florida?
Through the door and all that.
Through the door, she didn't get first-degree murder. She didn't have a $3 million bail, but she shot that black woman and killed her. When Derek Chauvin sat on that black man's neck for the whole world,
her bond was kind of high though.
That wasn't $3 million though.
Man, I want to say it was $3 million. If I'm mistaken.
No.
It was some bands, it was some hundreds of bands or something, man.
There was some couple bands, but I'm gonna tell you, when Derek Chauvin sat on the black man's neck, he didn't get first-degree murder. What I'm trying to tell y'all is, I can show so many instances of what other groups have done to us and the way that they're portrayed. So when the black woman got it, they gave her first-degree murder, $3 million bail, all that kind of stuff. All that shit was a psyops, man, to draw y'all attention in. And once your attention was in, they passing bills. Right now, 80 countries right now have signed on for the new, I don't know if you heard of this, digital passport.
Yeah.
They just passed it for the 80 countries where you can travel Unless you have a lot of inoculations and all this stuff, all part of the 2030 agenda where they want to have 95% of the world inoculated by 2030.
I'm about to say that's part of UN Agenda 2030 right there.
Another part of UN Agenda 2030 is the uplifting of women and little girls.
Yeah, I'm gonna be going over that in a couple of weeks.
So now when you see this, right? See, this is where sometimes I had to learn that when I'm speaking, I know I'm talking over certain people's head. So even when they attack me or they disagree, I know that they don't understand what I'm saying. But I had to learn this. When you see this and you see the way the black man is portrayed in the media, and you see the all-inclusive society of gays, women being put on TV with men in all different men positions, women, black girls rock, women, you can't be a black man on TV beating a fucking woman.
Yeah,
Are you stupid?
That is a horrible look for us. I gotta say
that goes against the agenda.
Yeah.
That's not going. What I'm trying to say, Virgil, if it wasn't a video and it's speculation, now we can fight it. But you are meeting the criteria of the stereotypical black man. You're done.
Right.
You're done. It don't matter if they drove off or he was hitting the back. They're not dealing with the law.
Yeah, they don't care
about
with
emotions
and that's what I'm listening, George. And George, I'm glad you said that because that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about how they don't give a fuck. So it's seeping into us, man, and we becoming just as savage as them, man. That's what I'm focusing on, man.
But towards each other,
we cannot allow that to happen, George, man.
But see, this is what they did, Virgil. Towards each other, we're not giving a fuck about the law,
right?
Until we get in trouble. We make a see. Jeremy responds to her, and then the son responds to him. Is something that happened in the black community every day.
Yeah,
it's not something that's unnormal. That's why I'm not taking the super emotional approach of, oh my God, this hood rat bitch. No, this is something I see in Philly all the time.
Right.
It's just now that
I'm on the same type of time, my nigga. Like I feel what you're coming from now. I'm just more on the wider effect on all of us, like how we just being made to be so heartless and callous and cold with each other, man. Like
we've been like that.
I know we've been like that, George, but you cannot sit here and tell me, man, it's getting exponentially, increasingly worse.
Well, you know what it is, Virgil? You know what it is, Virgil? I would say this. I would say this too. I would disagree that it's getting worse, but I would agree with you on this. I would say I would add this point to it.
Right.
The reason why I see like it's getting worse because everything now is visual. You can see it. Like me at 48, I grew up in the crack era. 88, I went to jail for a shooting in 1988 at 13 years old. You was in Columbus, Ohio in the 80s and early 90s, and the Short North Posse had that motherfucker rocking.
Yeah, I had one of the niggas on my show, and one of my big homies who I was locked up with too, my nigga Frizz, he was a part of that shit.
Right. I'm here in Philly, Junior Black Mafia, the Craig Haynes crew, all the cartels and everything. The streets was off the motherfucking hook.
Yeah, they were.
That murderous than a motherfucker. But it wasn't televised. There wasn't no cell phones. Nowadays, you can see everything. And the difference is everybody's doing things for clout now. So you have younger criminals. And it's post-crack era where now the grandkids and stuff, they haven't been raised by nobody. So it's just yard out. They doing anything. Right. So the days time you can see everything. Like it's the same amount of murders in Philly as it was in the 90s. It's just now everything is being played out on these cell phones and computers. You can see everything. Right. Where everything wasn't seen back then. Everything wasn't seen. So I get into trouble with brothers because I don't never change my stance. Despite whatever, I don't care about the emotional incidents that happen. I stay on this line because I know what the enemy is doing.
Right.
So I'm not going to come online. And if I'm not sure, I'm not going to call her a hood rat bitch because I'm not sure. I'm not even going to call him a thug. I think that he was behaving as a thug. And that's it. And I
feel where you coming from that perspective.
You know why? But you know why, Virgil? I was taught by my teachers to be the opposite of what they're portraying as and what they're doing.
Right.
I have to be the opposite. So because that's the way you combat it. So the thing is, for me to call her a hood rat bitch, or for me to say that she brought this on herself, man, that's all part of YouTube gender shit because I can't prove that. I can say, well, she shouldn't have been out at 12 o'clock at night. How I know? How I know where she was coming from or what she was doing or why? I don't know none of that. How I know when I look at that video, not one time was her hands in his face that she doinking.
Okay, so George, let me ask you this though, bro. Can we be fair and say this? If Carlisha just would have shut the fuck up, that could have definitely alleviated the situation.
I can't give you that either. I'm gonna explain to you why.
Come on, George.
I'm gonna tell you why. She didn't have to shut up for him, right? And watch this.
She didn't have to, but she could have, though.
But this is what I'm saying. She could have, right?
Especially knowing her son got that Roscoe on him. Unless she wanted that nigga to shoot. She didn't care about that nigga shooting.
No, what I'm saying was, but her arguing with him didn't commit a crime.
Exactly.
He decided. See, I gotta be right. I gotta be real. He decided that to let his emotions supersede his intellect, and that a lot of time.
That's a fact.
And I gotta hold him accountable for that. What I'm saying is, as a father of daughters and sons, I can say, well, you know what, you should shut up where there could be danger. But she didn't break the law in doing that. He decided to break the law. And on top of that, when everything is coming out, she was arguing with the guy at the employee about her food. That's why the guy was saying, girl, just get your food, because she was holding the line up. You intervene in her business. You could have mind your business too.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I'm not going to, he definitely could have, but I'm also going to equally say she could have shut the fuck up.
Right. But you know, I'll give you that, right? I'll give you that. She could have shut the fuck up, but that don't equal to what he did and mean that.
It definitely does not. And that's what I want to keep emphasizing on, George, because people getting the misconstrued fucked up. Like, no, the whole thing I'm saying is that this is a situation where Carlisha and Jeremy are equally guilty and responsible. Nobody's more guiltier than the other one. It's not more Jeremy's fault and less Carlisha's fault. It is equally both of their fault.
I don't think so, though. Virgil, let me give you my explanation. It's not equally. You know why? Because prior to the shooting, she didn't break the law. He did when he decided to hit her. The law was broken. What I'm saying was, if I use that, let's take the girl out. Let's just say me and you arguing. And we get into an argument, fuck you, nigga, and I walk out the store and we just walk away. But suppose it's fuck you, nigga, but then I decide to just tee off on you. And I hit you and you hit your head on a sharp end of the counter or something and die.
Right.
I fucked up.
Right.
So what I'm saying was, it was dysfunctional, but he decided to take the dysfunctionality to another level. So that makes him more wrong. And it's just honest.
I can't. I'm not gonna say that.
We can't, because this is what I'm saying. Watch this. There's no proof. Watch this, because you smart, Virgil. There's no proof that had he did not hit her, he would have been shot. But what we do know is when he decided to swing, he got shot. There's no way to get around that.
Yeah, but that's something else I like to bring back to with that. He got shot. This little nigga got the pistol on him, man. He wasn't supposed to have the pistol on him, man.
It's not. It wasn't against the law. And what I'm saying was, once he saw, no, listen to what I'm saying.
Where does it say that a 14-year-old nigga can pick up his mom's pistol?
Right here. It says self-defense. Self-defense laws vary state by state. The so-called stand your ground. Illinois' law is specific about when force can legally be used to defend a person, including yourself or your home. A person is allowed to use force if they reasonably believe that it's required to defend themselves or someone else from attackers' use of force, and that those actions are imminent. Deadly force is lawful only if it's reasonably perceived to be necessary to prevent harm to someone or to prevent someone from committing a felony. Now watch this. He was shot, and go back. So this, I'll just, matter of fact, I can't put the link in there because I'm not what's the name, but I'm gonna tell you where I got that from. I got that from Goldberg and Box LLC. Hold on. This is what is illegal force? What is illegal force in Illinois? So it's telling you what illegal force is, and the reason why the charges was dropped because the illegal force that was used by a registered firearm by him or someone else was after the third punch he shot him. So he was shot while in the act of
act of committing a crime.
Yes, he was. Yeah. I see what I'm saying. Watch this, Virgil. I'm not adding nothing, no fluff. I'm not making up nothing.
So what I'm saying is the 14-year-old nigga was okay than having the pistol. That's basically what you're saying.
No. What it was he wasn't carrying a pistol. He was in the car with his mom where she was able to carry a legal firearm. It's no different than if you in the car with your son and y'all going down to the range or something, but in the process, something happened at the gas station with some niggas and they jump on your pop and you grab the gun and start spraying. He had every right to do it, to defend his father. So that's by Illinois law, Texas law, Pennsylvania law. So he wasn't carrying a gun on his person by himself, and then his mom called him and he came in his own car. He was with his mom. That's what I'm saying. That's why it got off. So what I'm saying is, as men, we got to be cerebral in our approach and how this thing go, because everything is against us. See, watch this, Virgil. Even when we're not cerebral enough to read the laws or understand it, we start speaking, man, we get demonized and villainized. Look at these niggas over here. We got to be real careful what we say out our mouth. See, everything you reading is important. Right. And all of that matters to how we conduct ourselves as men. We got to be careful what we say. When we talk, we got to know what the fuck we talking about.
That's a fact.
So what I'm saying was, I read the law, and then I'm gonna read it again. It says, in Illinois law is specific about when force can legally be used to defend a person, including yourself or your home. A person is allowed to use force if they reasonably believe that it's required to defend themselves or someone else. So that's important. From an attacker's use of force, and that those actions are imminent. And
okay, now let me stop you right there, George. Right. Now, is this regarding the home, or is this regarding the home and out in public as well?
Hold on. I'm gonna read it to you again, so that way that way I'm gonna read the top part.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, here we go right here, Bert. Illinois law is specific about when force can legally be used to defend a person. Watch this, including yourself or in your home. Or in your home. See?
That's a key word.
Yeah.
So you don't necessarily have to be in your home then, right?
Right, or, yeah. Deadly force is lawful only if it's reasonably perceived to be necessary to prevent harm to someone else or prevent someone from committing a felony. So what I'm saying is, when you watch the video,
right?
If he would have swung one time, and you notice the son was at the door before he swung. When he swung the first time, the son ain't shoot him.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing.
The son shot him on the third shot.
Yeah. I counted that.
So as a black man, because I love my people, I'm not gonna come in line. I'm gonna tell the truth. I'm looking at what I see now. Now listen, I know hood rat broads and bitches and all that kind of shit. What I'm saying is, for me, I didn't see none of that. I seen a disagreement between in the dysfunctional community, and I seen a man decide to commit a felony by assaulting. He decided to do that. She didn't swing on him. He decided to swing. He fucked up, and we just gotta hold that L as men and say, you know what? That's what he did. Because me and you could be arguing. There's no felonies. We just arguing. Just because I'm saying something don't mean you got a right to punch me. So if you do, and if I don't shoot you, you go to jail for a felony. You brought that.
Yeah, but I also think in this situation, so I don't think that he deserves to be hawked down and gunned down.
But see.
You feel what I'm saying, though, man? That's a different aspect to it, right there, man.
But see, remember, twofold though. He's a black man being caught on camera assaulting somebody. With the image that we
deserve to die for it, man.
Yeah,
I can see if he blimped him right there and then he died right there, but he blimped him. He was able to get up through. The little nigga hawked him down, allegedly at the behest of his mother, and proceeded to hit him 2 more times?
No, he hit him once, one more
time, and off him.
But see, this is the thing.
That's when it went from self-defense.
See, this is the thing, though, Virgil. This is the thing, though, Virgil. I gotta say this to you. I gotta be honest with you, Virgil. You know better. You know all the stuff that we talk about, all the stuff that you read. You know what's going on.
Right.
You're thinking as a rational person with your heart. We thinking about doubles that run this society in the way that black men is portrayed. That shit don't matter, bro. And the thing is, I think part of you know that shit, but you just wish it was different.
I know it don't matter, but at the same time, that ain't got nothing to do with motherfuckers taking shit too far. I mean, little nigga, you done shot the nigga. You got him up off your mom. Your mama's good. What you gotta go chase him down for?
Because he's not thinking rational at that time.
Exactly. So what I'm saying is now we get into another aspect of that, because your average young nigga ain't even going to have the fucking balls to do some shit. Most young niggas be scared to death to do some shit like that. So for a young 14-year-old now, we just gonna keep it real, man. Most of you, I'm gonna come up on you. Most of you niggas out here 14, y'all wasn't busting guns and shit when y'all was 14.
I was.
No, y'all wasn't. You flock the fuck out, man. Flock the fuck out. So you ain't gonna sit and tell me that this nigga 14, either he was already in the streets or it just was in one situation where he just, he was struggling to get the good and he hit him but the fact that he hit him and was able to hit him in the back and he got up through and he was able to chase him down, that's a different aspect to it right there. Most young niggas wouldn't do no shit like that.
Again, Virgil,
to do no shit like that. Most young niggas his age would not have done that.
But see, I would see. It depends on where you at. I'm here in Philly.
Man, listen, Columbus, Philly, LA, wherever it's at. Most 14-year-old average 14-year-old nigga George ain't out here busting guns.
No, they not. No, I agree with that part.
Especially if they're considered to be an honor student or in school.
But see, you leaving out a big factor though. I agree with you on that part. The average 14-year-old ain't running around shooting. I'm not challenging that. I would never challenge.
So he must not be the average 14-year-old. He must be one of them niggas like me or you when we was 14, nigga.
You leaving out something big. You leaving out something that's important.
What's that?
He could be the average 14-year-old. When I was 13 in 1988 and I shot that boy, I had never shot nobody before. I wasn't a killer, but I grew up in an environment where that's what it was. You know why I shot him? Huh? Because I was afraid. So the minute he pulled that trigger, he was afraid. And in his mind, he could come. No, huh? No, this what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
No, this what I'm saying.
You could tell by what he was. He could tell he was nervous as fuck.
But look, let's stay there. Let's stay in that vein for a minute.
Right.
What I'm saying is, coming from Chicago and places like Philly, once you shoot, and the music they listen to and what go on in the streets, I gotta put this nigga down. I can't let him walk away. So, as a rational way of thinking, I get what you're saying. Why? See, because you get it. I can't let him walk away. The
14-year-old niggas ain't thinking like that, man.
Huh?
Come on, man. The 14-year-old niggas ain't thinking like that.
No. Listen to what I'm saying.
Like I said, most 14-year-old
when you are afraid, no, listen to what I'm saying.
14-year-old nigga who would do some shit like that done it before.
No, that's not what we do.
Or he done got scared. I can understand, but like I say, I can understand a young nigga scared, bow, right? I can understand that, but bow and hawk down.
But you leaving out
that's some other shit.
You leaving out two factors. But you leaving out two factors. Number one, he shot him. Number two, he's enraged because this man is beating his mom.
Is he enraged or is he scared?
He's both. He's both. You could be both. He's 14. Right. He see a man punch his mom and he don't do nothing at first. And then he punch him again, then he shoots him. So now he's angry because now he shot. They don't tell what he said under his breath, you motherfucker. So now it's my adrenaline's up. I put this nigga down so that once it's over, you probably like, oh my God, I just killed somebody. But when you go into that you black out into that blank, he went into the blank. So my thing is,
it's possible. I don't think so though.
No, but see, have you ever shot somebody before?
I'm not going to answer that due to the fact that it may incriminate.
well, people check my juvenile record. Mine is on there.
Well, and that's different. I listen. I've never been arrested for shooting nobody, so I wouldn't.
So what I'm saying is, when you enraged like that, and the people understand the gun, you pull that trigger, you don't even hear the sound of it. Like when you in the action of doing it,
right?
And now it's not like he in the action because nigga stole his money or nigga clapped at him. He's in the action of shooting the nigga that's hitting his mom. That nigga keep going. Boom. Fuck you, fucking nigga. He mad now.
I can see how that could possibly be a possibility.
That's what I'm dealing with. He's mad now. Nigga hit his mom. He ain't dealing.
I'm a fair guy, Joe. I could look at things from different vantage points, man. I mean, I'm not a guy that just fixed on. It's so many things that could be possible in this situation.
And watch this.
I can't cut myself from all possibilities.
You know how I know? Because watch this. Take the gun out. Take us as grown men for a minute. Let's just say there's no gun involved.
Right.
You pull up to the store and you see a nigga welling on your mom. When you walk in, you ain't gonna hit him one time, and maybe if he fall, stop hitting him. You gonna pummel that motherfucker. You gonna black out, motherfucker.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I'm just listen here, y'all. Now, speaking for me, right? Me, once I know I done sit up there and put it in, put that work in, and it's a wrap. I'm not going to continue to pummel. I have control of myself.
I'll give you that. Now watch this though. This is where I'm gonna get you. I give you that. This is where I'm gonna get you. This is where I'm gonna get you. You said once you see that you got him, but in that initial exchange, you may black out and just go crazy for that 10 seconds. And once you come out of that trance, oh shit, I can't believe I did that. Because
not at my age. Nah.
Yeah. It's because it's not like somebody hit you. This like somebody, your mom or your daughter or your loved one, you go to another place, it's a different type of anger. Let's be honest. It's a different type of anger.
I can understand how that's possible. I'm speaking personally for me. Like, I know what I can do with these to somebody, and that I know when I don't need to. You feel me?
Yes.
But I understand what you're saying though. For the majority,
for the masses of people,
full of adrenaline, full of emotion, you may do something that you didn't really intend to do.
Especially when it's your loved one.
Especially when it's your loved one.
That's all I'm dealing with.
Whatever. I mean, I totally agree with that.
And this is a black. And watch this though, Virgil. This is a black man or a black boy and his mama. You know how black men are about their mamas,
right?
I mean, I see what I'm saying is I can't be a liar or be fake. We know in the hood, two things you don't mess with: a man, his money and his mama. That can cause you his money and his mama. So you mess like we black. You messing with a man's mama, man.
So what's happening? Then I didn't even know you were still. I thought you just jumped in.
Pop said we in the last days came as the first seed. Yeah. Killing it began, and man against yes.
That's a fact, man.
Yes.
And this is the whole thing with me, though, George. Right? This is the whole thing with me, right? I just want to put the perspective of just being fair. You know what I'm saying? And I just, this is where we might disagree on this, and that's okay. But I do not think that Carlisha is the victim in this situation.
I won't even challenge it because I can disagree, but that's your stance. I rock with you. But this is what I would say to you as a black man. If we behind closed doors and we talking as a black man, I would look you right in the eye and say, Virgil, fuck fair. We black men in America, ain't no such thing as fair.
Right. And
I will be straight up with you. Ain't no fair. You know how I know I would be true? Because I got the history on my side to prove my point. Ain't no fairness when it comes to black men. We have to do is move accordingly. There's no fairness. So I get what you're saying. I'm gonna tell you, I get what you're saying, because see, you're a pure-hearted person. You thinking from a pure heart as a black man, wanting a peaceful society. But we dealing with demons and devils that portray.
Oh yeah, I know that.
We dealing with warlocks and witches. They portraying the black man.
Listen here, George, man. If anybody knows that, it's me, right? I'm coming from the perspective where we cannot allow ourselves, right, to be further degraded to the level of these demons.
Yeah.
When we sit up here and say, well, he started Carlisha, so fuck that nigga. He deserved to die. I'm saying, man. Right? I'm talking about on a level, on a wider level, man. When we saying fuck this, because that's what people were saying. Basically, what they're saying is, if a nigga put his hands on you, whether it be a girl and a female, male and whatever this is, a person put their hands on you, even if it's in a non-life-threatening way, they deserve to die.
Let me ask you a question, Virgil. Remember in Florida when that black man was arguing, when that white man was arguing with the boy wife? And the black man came out the store and sucker punched him, and the white man fell on the ground and shot him in his chest, and he ran in the store and died. About 4 years ago, down in Fort Myers.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, and he beat it with the stand your ground shit.
Who, a black dude did?
No, the white dude.
Oh, white dude did. I ain't heard about that.
The white dude says happening in Florida, man. The man wife, and he walked outside. And the black dude stole on him. Damn. And the white dude shot him.
Damn.
All I'm trying to say is we can't teach the stuff that we teach to the people, and then we expect fairness, because it's directly opposed to what we teach. The reason why we teaching this stuff, because the black man it's never been fair for the black man. That's why every time I come on Ray's channel, I go off on black male accountability and us taking care of each other. Because I understand what they're doing.
Yeah, the system definitely wasn't designed for us.
They're
man.
not designed for us.
And it's getting to the point where it's really not designed for anybody for real, for real. It's definitely not designed for us. For
And
sure.
that's and see where I run into flat because I stand on that, and because I stand on that, I run into black men that complain about the system but think they're gonna get equality. What the fuck are we talking about?
And I be telling people all the time, though, man, George. I tell motherfuckers all the time, like, man, y'all think we gonna? I said, and this is let me come up on y'all, man. This is why I got this series going on where I'm breaking down you with Agenda 2030. It has already been settled, y'all. This is the legislation that set it in place. It has been settled. We can sit up here, like I said, niggas can talk till they blue in their face about what could be done, reparations and all that. Listen, it has been settled, y'all. UN Agenda 2030 is in effect. It's implemented. It is happening. Look what's going on in your city. There's nothing we can do to stop it outside of what's necessary, and most of y'all just not willing to do that. Y'all too attached to the tip of the system.
Well, most of the masses of the people, that's why when I first came on, when you first let me come up, I said that the mass of our people don't understand what's going on.
Exactly.
And anybody that's dealing in the gender war or thinking that men should be equal to women and arguing with women, you lost. You already lost. They got you hook, line, and sinker because men seek power. They don't seek equality with anybody. They go take that shit, and then they make the rules of engagement that will better suit them for their way of thinking. So if you live vicariously through another man's system, you're a slave. So we're not trying to be equal to a woman, or man, if they doing it to the women, then we no. That's not the way it works, bro. And I'm gonna get beat up on by brothers because they don't get it. But the Asian man gets it, the Arab man gets it, the Black American man don't get it. So the gist of it is, in the dialogue that we have, Virgil, I can't say the way you feel you're wrong, right? Right. But what I can tell you is
likewise.
Right. But what I can tell you is that you can't deny, because you'll get this when I say it. The way the black man's image is portrayed in the media and around the world, when you see video footage of him acting that out, he's already done. You can't save him. There's no saving.
I mean, you're right, though. That's
the only thing I'm dealing with.
And let me say this, though, just like I said, just to be fair and balanced. You know what I mean? Just like whenever you see any footage of you know what I'm saying, black chicks acting all ratchet or whatever, twerking in restaurants, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
This is why I say, when I look at these situations, I'm not pointing a finger at who I'm doing it like this, because in this essence, it is balanced, though, because it's getting to the point to where the black male image and female image is almost equivalently being put on blast.
Well, what they did was, in the last 15 years, they started to destroy the black female's image, because she was the last vesting thing that was holding the black community together. The big mama image, the mama. They always been destroying the black man from day one. They always was coming after the black man. The problem that you have is, what I tell black men is this: a woman can only get pregnant once a year. A man can make 100 babies within a year. An unrefined, underdeveloped black man is considered more dangerous than a woman on multiple levels because of his strength, his ability to commit crime, and all kinds of things as a man. So what I'm saying is, I agree with Virgil about the way they portray this in the media and equality, but I'm saying is the way that they view the black man around the world, who he is. He is hypersexualized. He is violent. He is all of these different things. Before, just his image in your living room is a problem. That's why they said in King Leopold's letter that we must make them disrespect everything that they will use to affront us. Even when the priest's directions is different from that of their parents, we must teach them to obey the priest, and we must keep their women in 9 months of suppression to work freely for us. What does that mean? 9 months of suppression to work freely for us means that her consciousness and mind is up under them. So she's behaving the way that they were designed to behave. The biggest threat is the black man. We must keep him underdeveloped. So I'm trying to tell people, you have to study what they said about you. you are public enemy number one. Tupac told us this. So I can look at women twerking and all that kind of stuff. Listen, people can call me a sexist or chauvinist, but I'm telling you, I understand warfare in the battlefield. That shit is irrelevant. They want black men killing each other and underdeveloped black boys from the time they come out of the womb. They want black women and black men being dysfunctional and having dysfunctional sex, making babies that's not raising boys up to understand legacy, power, and progeny. And when you do that, you get these kind of behaviors. I don't know Jeremy Brown personally as a man. I can only judge him by what I saw in that store. Wow. And what I saw in that store was a behavior that I see in Philadelphia, Camden, New Jersey, New York, super emotional black men that don't have control of their emotions, that allow their emotions to supersede their intellect. And what he did was he catered to all the stereotypes.
He definitely did.
And and so what I'm saying is, I can't get into, well, what this is and what that is. What I'm saying is on the battlefield, what the media is doing is, there go a black man again. There go a black man again. So watch this. I land here. You see what they doing to Bill Cosby? I'm not going to use R. Kelly because I just, that shit is too much for me. But Jonathan Majors.
Free R. Kelly, man.
What's the other brother name? Wesley Snipes, all of these black men in the movie, right? Where Woody Allen was sleeping with the little girl and got away with it. Elvis Presley. You see what they do to these black men on all levels, bro. All levels. I'm telling you, the black man in a system of white supremacy is a fucking boy, and he has to seek power. Stop comparing yourself to the women. Stop thinking that you won't get equality in these fucking court systems and law. We gotta hold each other accountable and have a higher standard for ourselves. And what that young brother Jeremy Brown did was low standards, and he died for it.
I mean, I gotta say that. I still don't believe he deserved to die. Though.
No, and I'm with you.
I think he deserves to die for it.
And you know what?
I think that was a total non-life-threatening situation. It didn't have to go that far.
But see, in Columbus, watch this. You know damn well in Columbus, in the Chinese store, if that would have happened, niggas would have aired him the fuck out. Columbus ain't no fucking joke.
If that nigga, I'm telling you right now, if that nigga would have fired on that girl in the store, niggas would have broke that shit up. That niggas wouldn't have let that
Columbus, shit man, listen, no, I ain't talking about just niggas. I'm talking about if that was the same scenario in Columbus, Ohio, and the son was in the car or the boyfriend was in the car, they would have shot him. They would have shot him. Because that consciousness, huh?
Yeah. That's anywhere.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is, when he decided to get super emotional, all the other shit happened. Now, I wish, watch this. I wish he wasn't dead. You know why I wish he wasn't dead? Because then that 14-year-old wouldn't have to have that on his consciousness.
Exactly. I'm glad you said that, George.
But remember, because he chose, see, we arguing. Me and you having an argument.
Right.
I don't have to swing on you.
Right.
You don't have to swing on me.
At all.
There's no felonies being committed. Right. We're just arguing. But the minute I decide that I want to swing on you, now that's assault. And say while I'm swinging on you, pull out a knife and stab me, but you just want to stab me to get me off of you. But you hit my heart or something. It wasn't on purpose.
But see, when you pull out a knife, though, that's a weapon. That's a deadly weapon.
But watch this though. But my hands in an instrument of a crime could be a weapon too, because I can hit you and kill you.
They definitely can. But like I say, but listen though, George, it's context though, man. It has to be context, man, right? And in the context of this situation, clearly when it came to hands being put on Carlisha, it was not life-threatening.
But we can't say that though.
We can't say that. We see it on footage. She didn't even fall. She wasn't bleeding or anything.
But let me tell you why I'm saying it.
She didn't go to the hospital for a concussion or stitches or nothing.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's after the fact. I got you after the fact. I'm not disputing that. What I'm saying is he got shot in the instrument in the action of the crime. What I'm saying is when he balled his fist up and started punching, we don't know if it's going to be deadly or not until the aftermath. What I'm saying was it wasn't like he punched her and then he walked outside and he walked up on him and shot him. He got shot in the act of the crime. So we have no way of knowing that. That's why I'm dealing with. I just wish he would have never touched.
We kind of do though, man, because as we seeing him punch her, we're not seeing Kool-Aid. We're not seeing no swelling. We're not seeing.
Well, you can't see anything at the time because he kept watching.
It showed the whole thing. It showed it. She was standing there eating it.
Yeah, but listen. For all we know,
I
she
can
could
see
have
when you
had
hit
a
her.
seizure. She
Look,
could have had a
George,
seizure. She could have hit her
George,
head.
George,
We don't know what could have. But this is what I'm saying.
George, peep game
He
though, bro.
swung. But remember, he swung. He stopped, and
Right.
then he went and did it again.
And so I'm saying, so peep game though, right? So I can see if when he swung, and she was, and he just now hearing her, and she just non-responsive. She ate it.
But he could have never did. But listen,
Bitch
that's
ass
not a man,
nigga.
though, bro. That's a woman. He had no business doing that. With a closed fist.
He hit her 2 more
he
times, and
that.
she wasn't even phased. I'm like, man,
No, what I'm saying is, look, let's still look, because we dealing with an equal society, right? We dealing with rational society. We know damn well a man ain't supposed to be punching a woman like that.
I mean, come on, man. Like,
so he balled his fist
hold
up.
on, Jordan. Hold on, George. Hold on. Now, and accept, nigga. If you gotta defend yourself, let's put it on the other foot.
He had to defend himself.
He didn't, and not in that situation. He didn't. I'm just saying, let's say it was flipped though. Let's say he was the nigga in there being calm but still talking shit, but not rowdy as the bitch. Nigga, you got me fucked up, nigga. I'm a bitch. I'll knock your ass out, fucking ass nigga, whole ass nigga, and the bitch fire on you. Pop, pop. So your son got the right, or your daughter got the right to blame the bitch, right though, right?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that's what we say.
Yes.
Now listen to this. Listen to this, George. Listen to this. This is what I'm saying. Listen to the precedent we setting. Okay, it's all fair in war, right? So it's all fair across the board. And I want you to understand where that means and where that's going when we say that that's okay.
Yeah,
when your kid gets shot by one of these cops, or whoever,
everybody should keep their hands to themselves.
Yeah, everybody should keep their hands to themselves. We know that though, man. But does everybody, if you put your hands on somebody, does that mean you deserve to die as a result of doing that?
No, listen, I would say no, but I'm dealing in common sense and the way the world operates today. So I'm not dealing in what I feel and emotions. I'm dealing with what's happening and the way the law is set up and what they're doing to breaking down society.
And then the way the law is set up, motherfuckers would just, because like I said, most motherfuckers ain't gonna shoot shit. You know what I'm saying?
Remember, Virgil, 30 years ago, everybody ain't have a licensed gun.
And that's a fact. So
let's be honest. Everybody's registered to carry nowadays. There's guns everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere.
Right. Okay, so now I'm glad you said that. And that's the reason why. So, and this is why I'm reading this legislation to y'all. They let everybody get guns.
Yes.
So we can all be called terrorists and be violently radicalized through ideologically based violence. So I could be up in a gas station and I seen a girl with the pastel purple colored pistol. They think they fucking toys or some shit. And the nigga get into it with a girl at the gas station.
But I gotta get you, Virgil. I gotta get you too, Virgil. Because this one part you ain't gonna get around. Better get around because we don't know. Neither one of us know. When he decided to swing on her,
right?
And he swung and he bounced back and he started swinging again. Let's just say the son ain't had a gun. I have no way of knowing if he would ever stop punching her. I don't know.
I mean, I gotta be. I can't. You right. I mean, you right. That's something to think about.
You don't know. So that's what as a lawyer, that's what I gotta go on.
Right.
I can only judge by what
I mean, listen here, but this is my main thing with this whole situation, man. I want my nigga Uncle Diggity to come and speak on this. My whole thing with this is I just want to be able to get rid of the vitriol, man, and understand that this has to. And I'm not on no old foot because I know this is some harsh shit. I'm just saying though, like us as the people, as far as us, right? We can't. I don't want us to get in the habit of being resulted to so much savagery, to where we just like celebrating when each other die, when we just like fuck it, the life don't mean shit. Fuck it, he put his hands on, he deserved to die. I want y'all to understand.
What we gotta do? We gotta continue to be separate from both sides and call it. We gotta teach what we know, and like what I do, I talk about the black family. I don't deal in. I'm not pro black man or pro-black woman, I'm pro-black family. Right. And unification would have been destroyed.
I can dig that.
Because as long as I'm pro-black man, my vision is going to be clouded when I see things. I'm pro-black people.
I can understand where you come from. I would say that's my sentiment as well. You know what I'm talking about? I can respect that. Uncle Diggity, what it do, man?
What up with y'all, man?
What's the deal with you, man? Speak on it, man.
Chilling out. All right, a more practical approach to this whole thing is nobody's wrong. Everybody's right. Both sides are right. And what happened in the situation happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen. The key fact is the piece that's missing in the beginning that we don't see what actually led up to the altercation.
Right.
Right.
But you know, that shit's probably left out by design, so we'll put that to the side or whatever. But like I was saying, the more practical view of this shit is it's a lot of people out here that are operating outside the confines of the doctrine, you know what I mean? And when you fucking do that, you're operating within the confines of the system on all levels. So whatever that may be, owning a gun, doing some bullshit or whatever, if you're not following the doctrine, you're in the system. That's why I say, okay, it happened exactly the way it was supposed to happen because it's operating within the system. Now, us as God-fearing men and the knowing, we have to recognize this shit and just see it for what it is. That's why I led off with saying, okay, nobody's wrong. Everybody's right. All of the shit y'all been saying, all of the shit everybody's been saying has been right, has been spot on. Everybody's views been spot on. Dude shouldn't have hit her. She shouldn't have, you know, been out at midnight or whenever it was with her son, heated and shit, going to get food. She shouldn't have been arguing with the guy. The people that were there should have stepped in and helped. You know, all kind of shit should have happened. You know what I mean? That didn't. But these are things. These are operations that are within the system. These are all people that aren't really operating within the confines of the doctrine.
Right.
You know what I mean? So us, we shouldn't frustrate ourselves going back and forth with each other. We have to have a better understanding, a broader understanding of what's going on and where we are at this point in time. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Uncle Diggity, bro. Listen, that's what I be on. That's why I be on with this. That's why I break down HR 1955 to y'all. That's exactly what I be on. I want y'all to see that this thing is bigger than what we think it is or what we make it out to be. This shit is some other shit going on right here. Stuff's little minute, little macro, you know what I'm saying? Little micro situations like this. I want y'all to be able to see how this is feeding and correlate connected into the wider grand scheme of things, man. You know,
it's important. It's important to have a relationship with the Most High right now. Like,
yes, it is. It definitely
if everyone could pause life and get their relationship right with the Most High and then move on, we'd be better. But the bad part is a lot of us can't do it. Our conditions, whatever the case may be, our walk, our path, whatever, we won't quite get there and shit. And there's too many of us that aren't there already and shit, to where it's like the ones that kind of are in the know or whatever on their way, they're outnumbered. You know what I mean? So we're you know, everybody can't go, man.
I see. This is the thing. On my channel for years, I teach. You know, at the end of my videos, I don't know if y'all ever see my live streams. I say I love my people more than they hate themselves, and I pray to the universal creator Most High that these words is enough to inspire you. These words are enough to make you look at yourself in the mirror and make change. These words are enough to make you look at your children and know you have to make change, right? I say that at the end of all my live streams, and I always teach based off the system that we're in under the, in this captivity. You know, we're behaving the way we were designed to behave. So when I teach, I understand what's happening and what's going on. That's why I take the stance that I take. And I'm telling you, the black man under the Most High in this system, we're not getting equality until we come back to the understanding of who we are within the Most High. There is no equality for the black.
That's a fact.
So, but see, I can't always when I go spiritually with these people because they don't get it. They don't get it. I do on my channel, on my audience, but in the other audiences, they ain't getting it. We're not. Listen, it's the Most High, Christ, man, woman, child, bro. We above the woman. We supposed to have order. We supposed to create power and order, but do it under the thought process of the Most High. We're not getting equality. That's not gonna happen. So when we read all this kind of stuff, this stuff that they wrote, this stuff is against us, bro. And it's against everybody. But the reason why I said we're the catalyst, We move everything from inventions
And
to
I gotta say, I have to. I mean, you're right. That's a fact, right? That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? But my whole thing is to, while recognizing that and knowing that, I also want us to know that you know, and realize that you know, this is, and this is where the arrogance can come in at too, man. This thing ain't designed for just us, though, right?
yes.
I want y'all to keep that in mind, especially all you other groups of people out there that be tapping it. Listen, this is designed for everybody over here and over the world now. This thing coming in, man, this is designed for niggas in America, man. This is designed for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? And we starting to see that because we starting to see other groups of people being demonized. The Mexican and the Central South Americans are being demonized right now. White boys is being demonized too.
No, I agree with you. I think my only thing is they can't even push it forward without us.
And that's a fact.
That's the thing. They can't even push.
I don't like for us to get caught up in that though, because that's where that spirit of arrogancy gets caught up, and then we lose sight of what needs to be done, thinking that we so special and it's all about us when it's not.
No, I agree with that part.
That's my thing right there. And within that, we can still focus on getting things together amongst ourselves, but don't get all go caught up in the knowledge that we know we the original people or whatever you get caught up in. Because although you consider yourself the chosen people, you ain't the only people. Goddamn.
I want black men to understand that we got to get out of this thought process that we got to wait for our women to wake up for us to get power.
And I'm with that 100% too. I'm with that.
Yeah, that's bullshit, and that's why
women ain't never decided nothing, and they never have, and they never will. They don't decide policy.
But that's why we stay
going on or none of that shit.
But that's why we stay in a perpetual tailspin and we stay in these positions. So my stance is a stance of, listen, man, you ain't getting equality until you get power. What leverage do you have? What leverage do you have to make another man have to yield to your power? Right. If you don't have none, nigga, they come. We live on a planet full of killers. And if you ain't strong enough to defend what you got, another man is taking your shit.
That's a fact.
Period. So the black man, watch this. The black man don't have the power to stop what's making him disgruntled.
And that's the crazy part about it. You saying that though, George. We do have the power. We just don't use it, man.
So we don't have it. So he don't have it.
So I mean, I see what you're saying in that sense. Yeah, we don't, but we do. And I want y'all to understand that one of them, and this is why, like I said, this is why we are one of the main, or if not the main target, because if we, and like my man George said, if we was to unite and be able to put our petty little weak ass differences to the side, man. You know what I'm saying? We could take this shit over like overnight type shit. You know what I'm saying? But this is why so much levels of indoctrination, mind fucking programming and manipulation is being implemented to prevent that from happening, y'all. And it's so deep. And this is a situation that's exacerbating that, in my opinion, because this is further driving the pin of separation, not only between black men and black women, but black men, which is more important of a combination of importance than black men and black women.
Thank you.
Say
that one more time.
That run shit. It's more important that we get together along amongst ourselves than the broads. They're gonna fall in line whenever we get this shit together. I
gotta go. This is the thing. That's what I'm saying. Stop complaining about women. Stop talking about this shit. And listen, all I want black men to understand, I get it. He shouldn't have got shot in the back. That's the stance. I'm on the fence with that because he once it's open and it's up and the nigga's emotions is up and you punched my mom 3-4 times. I shot you. I put you down. I listen. It's what it is. What I want black men to understand is I'm gonna say this. And you ain't gonna like it, black man. It's not about whether he got shot in the back or they drove off. It's about the way you are portrayed in the world. Not the African man, but the black man in the West. The black American man and some of the brothers from the Caribbean. You are portrayed in the world in a certain image. And one of the biggest reparations claim is not what they did to you. It's what they did to your image to the world. When the world sees you the way that they view you. So now, black man, that black man was caught on video behaving in the stereotype of the stereotypical black man. He's done. public perception is he's destroyed.
Yeah,
that's the part that brothers, and I'm telling brothers, get out of the but, but this should be, fuck all that. There is no but, this should be. This is who you are.
Listen, George, real ones ain't shying away from that. Like he blew it, man. We're not,
but this the thing, though.
We're not excusing Jeremy. We're not defending Jeremy. We're not taking up for him. We're not saying that he shouldn't have any retaliation against him. I'm not saying any of that. All I'm saying is did it warrant his life being taken? And
this is what I'm trying to say. But this is what I'm trying to say. I'm gonna say again.
That's my personal view on it. Though.
No, I get it. But
I'm just saying that's my personal.
I get it. But this is what I want brothers to understand, because they're not as knowledgeable as you. The brothers out there, it don't matter if that's what it calls, because that's what happened. And the reason why it happened to them and they're getting away with it, I want people to be more focused on why that family is out of jail. It's because see, y'all hear my brother say he didn't warn it. I'm not challenging that, right? But what I'm telling you, young brothers out there, it don't matter. And you know how I know it's true? Because that's what they just showed you. It don't matter.
They did just show that.
It don't matter. So
and that's what's dangerous, though, George. Listen to what I'm saying.
It's been dangerous for us, though, Virgil.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's been dangerous, but it's getting increasingly more dangerous.
No, you know what it is? No, you know. Watch this. I vehemently disagree with that. Let me tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. I vehemently disagree with that. It's not getting increasingly more dangerous. It's just that more black men are starting to wake up and see what's going on, and they can't believe it. They're starting to open their eyes like, oh my God, we don't got no friends. No, you don't.
Since you say it like that, I say it's a combination of the two.
Because
it's definitely getting increasingly exponentially.
Let me ask you, when haven't they ever not been killing black men, putting black men in prison, creating laws?
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about women haven't been committing the crimes that they have in the increasing numbers that has happened. Kids definitely have been committing crimes in the increasing number that kids have, especially against themselves, not amongst each other. Like the crime is getting exponentially worse, more devious, more diabolical.
I agree. I agree with that, but I'm not dealing with that though. I'm dealing with the black man and the transgressions against him. That's what I'm dealing with. The black man and the transgressions against the black man and the way the black man has been portrayed in the media and propaganda, dark towns. The black man is sloppy, big lips, big dicked, sundown towns, all the way from way back to now. The black man has been under siege and under attack. His image. I did a video. Y'all guys can check it out on my George Making 1 and 2 channel, the Coon character, what the original Coon was and who the black man was. Early 1800s, 1900s, coming all the way up to the timeline. There was never a time when the black man wasn't under overt oppression. Then the 70s came and they gave the black man the illusion of inclusion to make him think that he was in there. But to this day, he still has no power to remedy his problem. So I get it. The crime is with kids and women, but the black man has always, please, brothers, listen to me. I don't care if you don't like me. Listen to what the brother, I'm telling you, because I love you despite you not liking me. Listen to me. When you seen that brother on that video doing that, he fit the criteria and the stereotype of the typecast black man. I'm not dealing with whether he was right or wrong. I'm dealing with what the world saw. And then they judged him based off of that. And that's where, as a black man, we have to fight with each other as brothers to change that. Because that's the only way we're going to get power. We got to be able to get into living rooms and be seen as everybody else. And to this day, the black man is still the fucking enemy. Unless he has a white man's validation. And that's a fact.
Yeah,
so when he got...
That's a fact. I mean, we to sit up here and try to contest that would just be asinine, man.
And that's all I'm dealing with, Virgil. That's all I'm dealing with, Virgil. Not the crime. I just want black men to understand you have to be cerebral on the battlefield. You got to study their playbook. Their playbook ain't about the crime. Their playbook is you have to always be public enemy number one. And they have and the black white man has always has to be portrayed in media as the moral standard. And when they see him doing that, you know what the white man did, Virgil? See, I told you. See, when they get Jonathan Majors and he's in these movies, but a white woman is accusing him of something. See, I told you. See, I told you. So now when they shoot us down, that is, you know what the first thing they say is, I felt threatened. And then the white America say, yeah, because you know how those black men are.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna use that video every time. Look at these niggas. Look what they do to their own women. It don't matter whether she was right or wrong. Look what they do to their own women. Look at this black man. We got to
pay attention to what George just said, man. It don't matter what they do to their own. See what I'm saying? So, and I want y'all to realize how that plays into the legislation, man. I want to read this last little bit right here to y'all, man,
okay,
and put something in perspective for y'all, man. Right? Another look into although us black folks may be the prime target in the crosshairs, we're definitely not the only one. This is look targeted towards everyone. You hear me? Any measure taken to prevent violent radicalization, or hold on, no, that's not what I meant to write. Hold on, let me make sure this is the right one I meant to read, though. All right. No, it's this one right here. Individuals prone to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence span all races. This is why I be on like, man, y'all niggas, I understand people want to they F with, man, fuck all that. This is not race specific. Right? They're not targeting one specific race. This is the law. This is the United States government. This is what they want to do. This is their statutes. Individuals prone to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence span all races, ethnicities, and religious beliefs. And individuals should not be targeted based solely on their race, ethnicity, or religion. Do y'all see the double talk within that right there? Right? So this is why I go so hard and I emphasize on my black brethren and sistren. Although a lot of things we speak on is true. Yes, we're this and we're that, right? But understand that this thing going on ain't for just us. This is for everybody, y'all. And we can sit up here and I'm all for reparations. I'm all for us coming together as a black people, but understand, black people, my black brethren and sistren, according to HR 1955, this ain't just for us. This is for everybody. Why do you think they bringing all these illegals in here? They want to deem everybody a homegrown terrorist so they can implement the systems they already got set up to come into full fruition. And it ain't going to be just us. It ain't going to be just us in these human settlement zones. It's not going to be us in these urban growth boundaries. It's going to be everybody living in these mega structures, in these mega cities, in these mega regions. It ain't going to be just niggas. It's going to be everybody. So I want y'all to keep that in mind, brethren and sisters. My nigga Uncle Diggity, you got something you want to say, bro?
So just like Virgil saying or whatever about all races or whatever going into the camps or whatever. So we're all men and women, regardless of race or island, wherever you come from or whatever. When you die, we all return to the dirt. So those of us that have the proper spirit in us, we're faced with what's about to happen. Meanwhile, the other ones are going to aid and abet what's going to happen unknowingly. So I mean, shit, this is where we are, man.
Hey, Virgil.
What's up?
It ain't a whole lot I could add to this, man, like that.
Y'all gotta get y'all glow in the dark urban nerd shirts, man.
You said the what now?
Y'all gotta get y'all glow in the dark urban nerd shirts.
That's your joint right there.
Yeah, that's what
I go front. That's kind of fire a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, man. That's fire, man.
That's my urban nerd shirt right there, man.
That's dope. I ain't go purple like that, bro.
Yeah, this one that light up in the dark when the light hit it.
Yeah, man. So, man, y'all go ahead and say y'all closing words, man. I'm about to go ahead and shut this thing down, man. I feel like we expounded on this enough, man. It brought some clarity. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep. I just want to say, as a black man, I understand what's going on, and for me, when I come on to these platforms and I go in on the system and things, the way things go, a lot of my stuff is for black men. I'm gonna say things that shake things up, and I'm not gonna say things that you like. I'm gonna say things that you need to hear.
Right.
And I'm telling you, I'm not dealing with whether she had a big mouth or not. I'm dealing with the way you are portrayed in the world. Don't be mad at the way they doing Bill Cosby or all these other black men, but then you turn around and say, well, they should have do this. No. That's not the way it works. You are separate from everybody else, and you're going to be treated separate from everybody else. They're going to make sure that they can do everything they can do to destroy you, your morale, your dignity, everything as a fucking man. To the point where you see men just start to lose it and behave in the way that they behave. That right there was pure frustration and letting his emotions supersede his intellect. And I guarantee you, in behaving like that, he had other things going on in his life that might have made him be that frustrated.
Oh, for sure.
So, but that comes from destroying the psyche of a black man. All the stuff that my brother Virgil just broke down is all designed to destroy the psyche of a black man. It's a design. And if you brothers ain't trying to get power, to bring remedy, and getting power ain't talking about these fucking women. It's going after the people that's been coming after you. Remember, we live on a planet full of killers, and everybody's looking to eat, brother. Everybody's looking to eat something. And right now, the biggest meal, the most tasty meal, is the fucking black man. Because he the only one ain't figured that out yet. I landed there.
I gotta agree with that. I gotta agree with that, brother. I gotta agree with that. All right there, George, man. You know you're welcome to tap in anytime, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had to find your channel and subscribe to you today and shit. I couldn't find it. I said, let me type in Virgil Berry.
Yeah, that's what you did. Just type my name in. You know what I'm saying? All y'all gotta do is type my name in, and go ahead and subscribe to that joint, tap in, walk with us, man.
You subscribe to mine, right?
For sure.
All right, yeah. I'll get with you. I'll probably see you tomorrow on Red.
No doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, walk with us, man. Y'all go over there, subscribe to my brother George, man. Street Media TV, man, and all of that, man. Real ones coming together, having these conversations without all that feminine ass screaming and yelling at each other like bras and shit. Shit, man. You niggas is terrible, man.
Nah, we can't be doing. We can.
Yeah, man. It's okay to have difference of opinion, different views of opinion, different point of views. The only way we're going to, and listen to what I say, this is what these motherfuckers, this is what this unintelligent artificial intelligence does not want. It does not want specifically black people, but black men of different schools of thought and whatever coming together, putting that shit to the side to talk about what's mutually benefit. That's what the unintelligence don't want.
And remember, the people out there, when y'all hear Virgil speaking from a pure heart of just wanting us to be better. We wasn't disagreeing. My contention to brother Virgil was we just two brothers talking in the park, right?
Right.
Is I agree with you on a perfect world, but we dealing with devils and warlocks and demons.
Keep in mind, nobody knows that more than me. Nobody knows that more than me, right?
Yep.
We're dealing with demons. I tell you all the time, we're dealing with demons, right?
Demons.
But in order to understand that, you don't become a demon to deal with a demon.
And that's what he's trying to tell y'all. That's what he's trying to tell y'all.
And that's exactly what I'm telling y'all. You do not defeat demons by being on demon time. That's not how you do it. That ain't how that go.
Nah, you help propagate it. You propagate it being on demon time.
I'm glad my brother George has the insight to see that, because most of you niggas don't.
Remember, James 4:7 says, submit yourselves therefore to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And resisting the devil is teaching and doing what we resisting the devil is doing what we doing right now.
Right.
It's an action.
That's a fact.
It's an action.
That's a fact.
It's an action. So that's what I want people to. So it's important that we actually do this, because even though our disagreements, you guys was hearing the teaching, because I wasn't disagreeing with him. He was right. So he was taking his stance of love and saying we got to be separate. I was taking a stance of, and even he was still taking a stance of telling you what they was doing, but he was putting in love on top of it. I took the stance of these motherfuckers is devils and they kicking our ass. So listen to the totality of what we're saying. Don't take sides. Listen to it. We're not debating. We're building. That's what our people do. That's why I put that out.
George, I'm so glad you said that, man.
Don't
you
take
niggas
sides.
don't know nothing about building, man. Where that's a beautiful, and that's what I be talking about. I done been in a joint with Muslims, Christians, 5%ers, more scientific Hebrew Israelite, shamans, all type of crazy shit. Motherfucker, listen, man, you have to be able to put all that shit to the side and discuss what's mutually common amongst us, regardless of any of the individualistic, because we wasn't designed by the Most High to be fucking individuals.
Because our people,
that in itself is demonic.
Our people run and they start to take sides. And if you listen to our bill, we had disagreements here and there, but that was it was you know what? Because I'm speaking to the people that would watch the video.
Right.
These were in the context of conversations of application. It wasn't the overall premise. It was just this is what they're doing. This is what should happen. But in the real world, this is what they're doing to us.
Right.
That's all it is.
That's it.
Because see, in the real world, I want to get over there. I agree with Virgil. I want to be, yes, I believe that shouldn't happen, but I know the thinking of our people and how we operate in our dysfunction. That ain't gonna happen. It's just what it is. That's why if you hear us, is not to take sides, because then what y'all do is y'all doing us both a disservice. We're building so you can get all the perspectives,
right,
and put them all together.
That's a
so
fact.
At the end of it, what I want black men to do is, in the perfect world, he shouldn't hit her, they shouldn't shoot, we should live and figure out a way to coexist. But in the world we're living in right now, in our dysfunction and captivity, that ain't gonna happen until we figure out ways to change it. So I'm black men, we have to change our image, and the black woman ain't fucking our image up. It's our common enemy.
Right.
And so remember, so I'm gonna say this, and I'm going. What happened was we are behaving the way we are designed to behave for residuals for other groups. Period. And and what happened in that store was a symptom of the greater problem.
That's a fact.
So I'm going. Thanks for having me, bro.
So you already know, George, man. We'll chop it up or whatever, brother. Uncle Diggity, man, what it do, man?
Another good one, man.
Yeah, you already know. I wanted to sit up here and speak on this situation, you know what I'm talking about, and break this legislation down so y'all can see the wider aspects of this stuff and how this stuff go way deeper than what the surface stuff they're showing us. Because, you know what I'm talking about, HR 1995 is in full effect. And as y'all see, I'm going to read this again. I'm going to read this one more again, right? Individuals prone to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence span all races, ethnicities, and religious beliefs, and individuals should not, listen, they should not. That doesn't mean you will not. It says you should not be targeted based solely on race, ethnicity, or religion, but you most definitely will if it fits the context of the situation. You will definitely be judged on your race, ethnicity, or your religion, or a combination of the three. I guarantee you will. As we have seen play out in society. Right? Go ahead, Uncle.
Lessons to be learned in all of this, man. I promise. Shit, ain't nothing really I can't add that, or I can add that motherfuckers ain't been added for the past couple days and shit, man, to be honest. What I said in the beginning is pretty much my spill on it. Ladies, I mean, the sentiments we echo every day pretty much tie into this shit. It's bad that we got this example of this man hitting this woman and shit, and he had to die, and
not a good
you know
look.
what I mean? It's not a good look. It's not a good look on neither side for the black man or the black woman. But what I see is we're searching for a victory and shit off of this shit. Both sides are searching for some kind of victory.
But I'm glad you said that, bro. Because that's where I'm with. I'm like, and that's where I'm with it. Like, there's no victory here. Like, everybody lost in this situation. Man. There's no.
This is definitely this definitely a stalemate, bro. Like, this is we've argued, we went back and forth and shit. There's a key point missing from it, which is the beginning of it, which initially started the argument. If we could see that, then we could put to rest everything, because we know exactly what happened.
Right.
But because they didn't release that part specifically, or you know, the place is not releasing the surveillance, or whoever the fuck, we're left with speculation and fighting with each other, and it's really only led to really infighting and division and shit, some shit that we don't really need right now. And I'm just a little depressed by how easy it is for us to start doing that battle with the sexist shit like immediately. Soon as something happened, like, you know, and it's fucked up. It happened, you know what I mean? And it's like you wish you had a big enough microphone to tell people shit, or at least, you know, maybe they would loan you an ear or whatever like that. Chicago's a tough crowd and shit right now with what they got going on and shit out there and shit. So I can't say anybody was wrong. I can't say it was out of a Chicago native's nature, you know, what happened, given how they're portrayed in media and shit like that. Like, that almost would have been a walk at the park, I guess, in my fucking in my eyes and shit, how they got it looking out there. So it's just it's bad, man. It's a bad set of circumstances. I wish Chicago dudes really was like, you know, but I don't really know the magnitude, so I don't really like to speak on that shit.
I'm the same way.
But man, golly, like that was awful, man. The whole situation's awful, man. Rest in peace to the brother.
Right, rest
you know, I'm sorry the sister had to get punched on and shit like that, and you know, little dude had to pop dude and shit. Like, everybody's just, you know, everybody's fucked up, you know, off of that. And then we out here arguing about who was right and who should, you know, do this and do that. That really makes it, you know, that really just adds to the dysfunction and shit. So
everybody involved in this situation is dead wrong, man.
Yeah, I just say everybody's right, because everybody, you know, the points motherfuckers was making, they was valid. Right, everybody had valid points. It wasn't like motherfuckers was really talking too far fetched on it and shit like that. Everybody had their moment. You know what I mean? Everybody had they valid points and shit. So just to kind of box the shit up, man, we know that it's a fucked up situation and shit. People that want to harp on it and, you know, go to war over it or whatever, like that shit is stupid, man. Like, we trying to grow past that shit. I'm sorry that happened. I know Chicago doesn't represent the world. Chicago doesn't represent all the black people, but they are our people too. And I just wish that, you know, it was some way to get to them and make them stop that shit out there, bro, or, you know, whatever the fuck, because it's, you know, I'm just a dreamer, man. You know,
I just want y'all to realize that, like I said, I'm gonna always bring it back here, y'all, because this is where it's going to. HR 1955, man, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. And I'm gonna read this one more time just to reiterate for y'all. You know what I'm saying? My brother George out there, all everybody else, all you Morris Science Temple niggas, all you whoever organizations you may be, race, religious based, race based, whatever you may be, right? Individuals prone to violent radicalization. Now, individuals, we're all being made to be individuals. Is this not an individualistic society? Are we not all for our fucking selves? So this is referring to all of us in America. They're saying we're all prone to violent radicalization, homegrown terrorism, and ideologically based violence. And this spans all races, not just black people, not just black males, all races, all ethnicities and religious beliefs, and individuals should not be targeted, not will not be targeted, are not targeted, but should not be, which means you could be under certain circumstances and situations. You most definitely will be targeted based solely on your race, ethnicity, or religion, or a combination of the three. I want y'all to understand when y'all read this type of legislation, because they use fuckery and trickery to confuse you. Most of y'all don't understand legalese.
I mean, a group of people can't really, or a group can't be a group without an ideology or just something that they believe in commonly and shit like that. So that's anybody.
That's what exactly, Uncle Diddy. This is why I go so hard on breaking down this legislation, y'all. This ain't about niggas. This is like everybody. This is not specific to one race, group, ethnicity, culture. This is all of us. This is why they're bringing these illegals in, to get rid of the sense of nationality. The North American Union is upon us. No more black, no more white, no more Mexican. North American Union. Y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all rather be comfortable stuck into your little niche individualistic groups. Make it all about being Jewish or Asian or Latino or black, when this system is designed to fuck all of us over. I want y'all to go watch that movie Dread and look at the peach trees. It was just not niggas living in peach trees. It was white folks, Mexican folks, black folks, Latino folks, European, all different type of people live in the peach trees, in the mega structures. Y'all think all this shit they building up is just designed for niggas? That's kind of arrogant, man. It's kind of arrogant.
So this system.
Yeah, listen, Uncle Diggy, it's kind of arrogant, in my opinion, to think all this structure that's being brought in is designed for us.
Yeah.
Just us. Nobody else. Just us. Come the fuck on.
Well, no, the country's initial inception is the foot on our back, so I think they just gonna stick to script with that. Meanwhile, they'll have their hands more in everybody's pocket and shit, the way they want to be and shit. So
and this is an episode I suggest y'all go watch too, in Black Mirror, right? They got your homeboy that played in Get Out and all that shit in there. He played the one dude, the one chick's dude in Wakanda movies and all that shit too. And he played the little black Bonnie and Clyde shit too. He plays in that episode, right? The African nigga, English African nigga. He plays in that episode of 15 Million Merits. All right, y'all go check that out. Uncle Diggy, do you got anything to say in closure?
Man, peace and love to everybody, man. Just want to come up, shoot the shit.
We going straight back to it, Uncle Diggity, 7 p.m. tomorrow, Spiritual Roots Sunday, the spiritual roots of you, me, and my pops. We getting right back to it. Y'all make sure y'all tap in at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and we going to get right to it, man. Thanks to my brother, Uncle Diggity, for tapping in with his beautiful, infinite insight. We appreciate it. You know, you're more than welcome to come up anytime, brethren.
No doubt.
Already. You know what I'm talking about? I want y'all to go research this, y'all. I want y'all to go study this legislation, man. Right? I want y'all to go research House Resolution 1955, the Violent Radicalization and Homegrown Terrorism Prevention Act. Right? I'm glad my brother, Uncle Diggity, has the foresight, insight, oversight to realize how serious this resolution. And see, that's what I'm saying, man. They write this stuff in a way to where we wouldn't even understand it, most of us, if we had access to it. But the very fact that this legislation gets passed without our input, on top of the legalese and word salad jargon confusery fuckery that it is, that you really have to understand the English language to be able to understand what they're saying, that lets you know it's some bullshit, right? You wouldn't know about HR 1955 unless you was into this type of stuff. But you are being affected by it in so many ways because according to this legislation, this applies to any and everybody, not just black people. And that's what I'm going to always focus on. At the same time, realizing that us black folks definitely need to get relations between us better on point, on code, like all other groups of people. But when we do that amongst our separate groups, we got to understand how we all got to come together in our separate groups, because the best way for this system to be able to implement what it wants to implement is for all of us to completely be separated and divided. I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to know that, right? At some point, we're going to have to get along with each other, right? Or be forced to tear each other apart, and it becomes so violent that they bring in the robot police, start putting us into mega regions, mega cities, housing us in huge mega structures where we're forced to live with all ethnicities, cultures, religious groups, whatever, regardless of what we be in. And due to the fact that we're having assigned employment in assigned housing, nigga, you don't have no say-so on who the fuck you live with anyway. You're a serf. You are a part in some caste system, and you got somewhere where you need to work for the system. You don't have no say-so in that. Or you could be deemed, like in some episodes on Black Mirror, you can be deemed an outcast. You can be deemed a persona non grata, right? And if you're not synced and linked and connected to the system, guess what? You don't get no benefits from the system, which means you're an outcast. And this makes you subject to HR 1955 because they plan to eradicate such things, right? Y'all look up what eradicate means. And the U.S. government plans to eradicate homegrown terrorism, ideologically based violence, and violent radicalization. They want to eradicate it, seeing that it exists in the United States. And the internet is being used to promote and promulgate all three of those things. I want y'all to take that into consideration, man. I want y'all to take that into consideration, man. You know? Tap in, walk with us, man. Going in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Me and my pops, we get into it. The spiritual roots of you. You hear me? The spiritual roots of you. Y'all see it on there. Y'all go look on the page. Y'all see it. You feel me? We're going to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody tapping in on this Saturday evening, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope it was informational for y'all. I hope y'all heard some things y'all ain't never heard before. I hope y'all had some pens and notebooks ready and wrote it down. Shout out to my brother George Maker for shooting through Street Media TV. Shout out to my brother Uncle Diggity from that West Coast, left coast, man. Up out of that old LA area, man. Tapping in with us, man. Blessing us with his jewels as well. You know, say everybody in the audience, in the comment section, all of that, man. Thank y'all for showing y'all support, tapping in, keeping the engagement up. Shout out to my pops. You know, so I'm glad he's feeling better. We're going to get back at it tomorrow for y'all. Spiritual Roots Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I said, smash that like button, click on the bell, subscribe to the page, share that on your social engineering as well. And I'm going to leave y'all with this joint right here off of that Exit of Doom, man. You feel me? E&E all day, every day, no day off. Shout out to my brother King L's, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Handicap, that's what she was freaking. Yeah, we just pull it up. You can check the stitch, seam work. We just sew it up. Paper plane, bills everywhere. We just fold it up. Hottest in the game. Right now, I suppose it's us. Give us our flowers while we here. So let's rose it up. We got the game on lock. Now the code is us. Try to make the bread from scratch. They can't roll with us. Palmer and the leaf. Raw paper, we just roll it up. A bar ain't really what it was 30 years ago. So ahead of my time, it appears I've been here before. Forget it though. Some listening but still don't get it, yo. Getting money and getting more. Shit, that's all we know. Pay respects to Big. R.I.P. You my inspiration. Always stay the GOAT in my eyes with no hesitation. Some of these cats, I don't know. With this generation, let me break it down one time for interpretation. If I drove the states with a foreign, is that immigration hanging on to every word I say? Oh, that's quotations flowing any weather, snow, sleet, and precipitation. Every time we grab the mic, it's like a presentation. Got the game on lock. Where's the shop? Cause we close it up. We've been had the bread so long, that shit loaded up. Every time you hear E&E, yeah, you know it's up. Ice chips in a deep freezer, we just froze it up. And some cheapest freezers, yeah. We just pull it up. You can check the stitch, seam work. We just sew it up. Paper plane, bills everywhere. We just fold it up. Hottest in the game. Right now, I suppose it's us. Give us our flowers while we here, so let's rose it up. We got the game on lock. Now the code is us. Try to make the bread from scratch. They can't roll with us. Karma and the leaf. Raw paper, we just roll it up.
Lost a couple breaths up in these streets. Fuck your yellow line. Swerving cross your lane. I got the juice. No, I'm very fine. Smoking motor breath. Never cross a step on the line. Glancing at my timepiece, making deposits. How I check time. Anyone that say my pops was OG, that's my inspiration. Only one to always have my back with no hesitation. Told me never trust it for your TB out of desperation. Stay ready, just in case opportunity need preparation. Invest. We trying to stretch more than couple generations. Think of Rome when you thinking of King's renovation. Last year, E&E Stent, that was our restoration. Open the year with stimulus packages, show all dedication. The butcher boys drop after glitching raindrop. That's 2 tatted tears before the summer's mind drop. Exactly how much I splash after twisting off the top. Pops meeting Randy, yo, sit before I get a shot. Came up in this game screaming out, we was born to die. The summer snow hit them right between the fucking eyes. They thought we didn't have a chance like David versus Goliath. Yes, we could make peace, yet never evaporate the lies. My passion was my pride. My actions never lie. Whoever standing on my side, standing next to Alawam. The essence in the life, image sun up in the sky. My energy from fresh air, mean you kill me, still I never die.
Achievers king. We just blow it up. You can check the stitch, scene work. We just sew it up. Paper plane, bills everywhere. We just fold it up. Hottest in the game. Right now, I suppose it's us. Give us our flowers while we here, so let's rose it up. We got the game on lock. Now the code is us. Try to make the bread from scratch. They can't roll with us.
Yeah.
Karma and the leaf. Raw paper, we just roll
Glitch,
it up.
nigga. Got a fat leaf road, I'm about to light it up. Derrick Henry the flow, you niggas tighten up. Eyes puffy like allergies when they acting up. I be out back with your bitch, letting her suck me up. Yeah, glitch back on that shit, don't gotta brag and such. Nah, competition first floor, can't see my attic dust. The way I spit like 50 cows, it's loud as fuck. Just like the weed is, honestly, I'm the new big. Couple hundred lighter, compare the bars and be speechless. You niggas ass and I ain't being facetious. Top views, white sand beaches, show where my reach is. Straight to the point, like Joe Clark, how I teach kids. You niggas lie on the book and gotta renege. I'm trying to drown in the money, I'm at the deep end. Am I the best? Well, honestly, that depends on who you asking, cause all my niggas assassins.
Achievers frequent. We just blow it up. You can check the stitch, scene work. We just sew it up. Paper plane, bills everywhere. We just fold it up. Hottest in the game. Right now, I suppose it's us. Give us our flowers while we here, so let's rose it up. We got the game on lock. Now the code is us. Try to make the bread from scratch. They can't roll with us. Karma and the leaf. Raw paper, we just roll it up.